Bobino. Zeke Black is in the building. Zeke Black is in the building. We have two special guests today. You know, we got the great Saladin, and we got the classic Cool Tools on Kborn. This is a dope hip hop story because we hear a lot about the golden era of hip hop. We hear about the old school era of hip hop. We hear about Jazzy J when he was on the radio and had his record label. We hear about the Sugar Hill Gang, but then we also had Rooftop Records, and a lot came out of Rooftop Records. There's a great story that comes along with Rooftop Records because if it wasn't for this term rap's new generation, there may have never been a New Jack Swing. There may not have never been a Uptown Records. There may not have been a New York Undercover. So there's a long story that comes along with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And Kborn was a part of that movement. This is a true New York City hip hop story. You'll always talk about the Rooftop because you even had Rooftop and Paid in Full because that was those was locations in the streets that made you street. Rooftop, the Red Door, Willie Burgers, and so on and so on, depending on what side of Manhattan you lived on, the Brooklyn, the Bronx, or the Queens. Now, Kborn was a part of the revolution of hip hop when a lot of individuals was getting white labels, where they was actually had a studio, that's putting hip hop into the streets. They had the hottest DJs playing it only in mixtapes, doing performances at places like the Rooftop and other places. And this one is a good one because we're gonna hear something from the beginning. The first time I heard Kumo D, he was going after LL Cool J. That's the first time I ever heard of Kumo D. I didn't realize that when he was making those records, and Red Alert was playing those records, that those records wasn't on Jive Records yet. Those records was done on Rooftop Records. Now Kumo D, he's known for changing the wording of the rap game. He battled Busy B at the famous Harlem World. He used a different wordplay, won the championship, and allegedly because the way he was rapping, that made guys up their rap game. Just like how Nas did in Live in the Barbecue. When Nas did Live at the Barbecue, it made dudes go back to the dictionaries. Send them right back to the books. Because the average rapper back then, they rapped out of, they had rap books. You know what I'm saying? There was no, you want to be the dopest. And so what I'm saying is, they come from that generation of hip hop. When KRS-One with the B-Boy Records, that was the independent thing that just happened to blow. He come from that generation of hip hop. That corporate America began to snatch. Like I said, a lot of you guys, when you hear about hip hop, you hear from the Marley Marl and Red Alert and the Awesome 2. You hear about these guys. He comes from the beginning, from when Mr. Magic was playing at the Fever, and they had the WHBI radio shows, and they had the first hip hop Mr. Magic Rap Attack. Kborn come from that generation of hip hop. When corporate America didn't see it, didn't want to believe it, and the people like Kborn helped revolutionize corporate America with the sound of this music. You know what I'm saying? Now, people say Zulu Nation. It's simple when you're not from New York. The first hip hop movement was Zulu Nation. No, there was other hip hop movements. Kborn's from 183rd in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Them alone and their influence with New York City throughout the five boroughs at that time when New York City was crazy. Brooklyn cats is snatching pocketbooks on 42nd Street. Bronx cats, buildings is burning down. The gangs, it's a bad heroin epidemic running around East Harlem, even Harlem. So we talking about a different time, man. A different time and generation, and in hip hop. Hip hop was the voice of the streets. Like I told you, the first time I heard Kumo D, Actually, I heard it in the block party with him and LA and Sunshine and all. It was at the Treacherous 3, but the first time I heard him solo was on when Lil would play his tracks. He came out to LL Cool J, and this is how the conversation happened. Bring Kborn to their platform. Me and Solid D was having a hip hop conversation, and we was talking about certain individuals. It was like, yo, remember when LL Cool J? Remember when Kumo D went at the LL Cool J and he's talking about certain names and certain things? Like, yeah, remember Kborn came from Rooftop Records, Mr. Lee and all of them. See, a lot of people don't speak about a lot of names. They're talking about way before Yo on TV Raps and way before what's the other one, man? Video Music Box. Video Music Box is around that time, but they had other shows like the Ron Alexander show and another show that's to come on public access. It was a girl who allowed dudes to go up there and perform on public access in New York City. If you had cable, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people didn't have cable because it was poor. Certain areas they just wasn't putting cable in because it was too dangerous. Now, we're going to get to the meat and potatoes. We're going to get to the nitty gritty. Good morning, brothers. How y'all doing, man?
Peace and blessings, God. Peace and blessings.
Peace. We got to start from the meat and potatoes, the nitty gritty, the top of the morning. We have to take this from the top, man.
This is excellent, Zeke. I appreciate your work, what you're doing for hip hop. How do we expect to leave the legacy if we're not telling the story? You understand? So it's so easy for pioneers like Kborn to get written right out of history because people did not take the time to really, or the opportunity rather, to really just tell the story and save some of the other power plays that was in this thing we call hip hop, bro.
Yeah.
It was there's other elements of hip hop besides lyricism, first of all.
Yeah.
And there's just, we take nothing away from the forefathers, Pooh, Hurricane, Flash, and everything. We take Crazy Legs. We take nothing away from them, but we do. They weren't alone. They were not alone. You know. I love this conversation because we're about to get into a lot of different sounds that people that listen to hip hop today, they take for granted. But we didn't take for granted because we came from that era. So we know that it was inspired by disco a little bit. Why? Because disco was the era right before hip hop.
Yeah.
So I love, we're going to get back into it. I'm going to pass the mic back to you, but I just wanted to plant those seeds for the audience that's listening right now and listening on the replay. Stay tuned because he's going to drop gems. You're going to hear things that you never heard before about the New Jack Swing and your favorite songs. Okay, just for example, Timbaland, Aaliyah beat. Look how that evolution, that came from him interning for Devontae Swing. But Devontae Swing was also inspired by coming from Uptown, and we're going to get into all of this, by Teddy Riley. And that's all I'm going to say because I don't want to spill the beans, but I pass the mic back to you, Zeke.
Great. Definitely great. Because you have to be very well versed. Because I believe a lot of times when people give these hip hop stories, the historians they don't. It's not coming out well versed. And I'm gonna tell you, for me, I'm gonna start from here. The first block party I ever went to was 1979 in East Harlem, and it was considered not just a disco type of block party. It was considered a hip hop type block party where they was playing break beats and guys just yelling and screaming over the mic. That's where it started for me, on 117th Street between 1st and 2nd. Now, I'm about to ask Kborn before Rooftop Records. What was your introduction to hip hop, good brother? Top of the morning. Introduce yourself, Kborn.
Peace and blessings. My name is Kborn Rivers. Best new generation from the Bronx, boogie down 54 years. We're speaking about rap, but I do a whole bunch of things, man. I got a nonprofit organization called I Am My Community. We promote public safety through mental health awareness classes, parenthood classes, anti-violence. I write for the magazine. behind the scenes. So, you know, I'm doing a lot of things, man.
Yeah.
But, you know, my introduction into hip hop was really carrying records. And I was, but I say like 1976, they had a crew on my block on 170. That's 170th and Mars, across the street from Taft. They had a crew called the Dillinger Crew. And they used to come out and bring all the equipment and play Trans Europe Express all day long in 100 different versions. But, you know, my first thing was getting down with them, watching them all the time. Like, man, what's going on, man? That, you know, I could help y'all out. I used to try to go behind the ropes. Brothers wouldn't let me behind the ropes. So they told me that the only way I get behind the ropes was to, you know, help them with the records. So I used to go carry records with them. And then after that, I was the little dude. Now I sit back and think about this. I'll be like, I must have been a fool or really want to be down. I was the little dude that they used to grab by the legs and swing around and tell them everybody to back up away from DJ equipment.
Casey. You paid your dues. You paid your
big
dues.
dude to get on the mic and call me, yo, Kay, come to the front. I come to the front. He grabbed me by my two legs and spin me around while he's going in the circle. Back up with the equipment. Now, you know, before brothers came up with the idea, why don't you just come up and put a rope around here, you know, so that people could back up. You ain't got to keep swinging shorty around.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, bro. Look, by the time the brother put me down, I'll be dizzy for 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
That's hilarious.
That's crazy. Yo.
Yeah.
Now, this is the
days.
days.
And then, you know, to keep in mind before we open up the story, that a lot of people that y'all consider the founders and originators of hip hop wasn't a part of hip hop. They was actually disco DJs.
Talk about it.
And they was in the clubs with the disco. They was the MC at the disco joint. So then when they moved it on to hip hop, then a lot of them dudes, you know, they just got the same recognition because they was in the same clubs. You know, and it like really turned over when people stopped listening to disco. They started listening to hip hop. So them dudes was among the first ones there, but it wasn't actually a part of hip hop. You know,
Who that be like?
But they not, you know, hip hop artists or a guy like that.
Now,
hey, Zeke, do you mind if I just play a quick 15, 20 seconds of his track so that people know?
Oh, now they're going to blast that because they want to blast it off for me. Now, because the thing is going to blast off for me because you can't play copyrighted music. That's the only thing that it's hard to play the music because what I'm going to do is we're going to do a short and we're going to play the short to the new rap generation. Is that when you play it on YouTube, they hit you with strikes, you know what I'm saying? Because it's copyright. Okay. Yeah, the copyright strike. I would love to play it. You know what I'm saying?
Put the link in the, you know, in the profile and all that, whatever, you know, when y'all put it up.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll put that in the content in the chat right now, so you guys can listen to the track that Kborn is really, you know, the one of his more popular songs.
And you know, that's one thing. And then also keep in mind in this conversation that a lot of people, when they say, yo, man, the old guys, you know, it's a bridge between the old rappers and the young rappers, and the young guys that want to put the old guys on. Because don't forget, a lot of dudes that was rappers and a part of hip-hop, they turned to the executives. And they started being the guys that was running the labels or the A&R at the label, or they was the intern at the label. And a lot of the old guys, don't forget, a lot of old guys was on drugs from back in the days.
Yeah.
So when crack came out, they started selling everything. And after they sold everything, and you know how they say, man, brother sold everything out the house that wasn't nailed down. But when crack came out, brothers was selling things in the house that was nailed down also. They took it to another level, and then when they didn't have nothing else to sell, they sold hip-hop.
Yes, I get what you're saying.
Wow. So when hip-hop was dead for years, so when brothers had to bring it back, they brought it back. But right now, a lot of them same old dudes that sold out hip-hop, I'm talking about sold it out to the end, is back now. And they be getting recognition. And, yeah, I'm the founder of this, and I'm the founder of that. But they only can say this to the dudes that don't know hip-hop. But when people really know hip-hop, like a dude like me, like, they don't invite me to too many events. If you notice or not. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the truth. I'm not a part of that, you know, that little circle they in or whatever you call it. I'm not a part of that. So, you know, I do my shows, I do this, but I'm not you can see the big hip-hop dudes when they have the old school this. And don't forget, I'm the one that wrote in the Source. Them dudes was finished. I put a lot of them dudes back on and put them in the Source for no dough and things like that. I looked out and took the dust off of them. So, you know.
Now, when you went to the disco, That's the generation I told you. The block parties I was going to when I moved to 117th Street. It was the disco era still, and the hip hop songs with great beats. And I remember a little Puerto Rican guy had said, "Yo, they was already up rocking already, but he was like, yo, there's a new thing they doing and they're spinning." And he did a spin on my floor, and over a Michael Jackson track. It was actually over a Michael Jackson song. I think one of his songs on his first album, and that was like the beginning of, yo, this is hip hop. And for me, I was like, yo, it was. Can we get rich from this? You know what I'm saying? Like dudes was like, yo, dudes is battling, and it was a different movement. Now, when you mentioned the disco DJs, who was the popular disco DJs back then? Because a lot of them came to hip hop. So who was like the most? Who was the popular disco DJs that you remember about?
You know, I'm young. I mean, I'm to them dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? So I was down to hip hop. The disco was out. You know, brothers doing the hustle and all that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, craziness. You know what I'm saying?
You know, but you just go back to all the old school flyers and all that. You know, I know Happy them used to be out there. MC Happy. I know. You got brothers like Hurt was out there. You know, you got brothers like my dude. MC Copa Rock, he was one of the first MCs who was out there, but you know, he was MCing with the disco, and then he just transferred over to the when they started doing hip hop. You know, so you got a couple of, a few brothers that I remember. You know, you had King DJ Mario.
Yes.
You know, these brothers was like the brothers who first came out, and was, you know, and when it first came out, it was really basically a lot of disco. You know, we ain't had too many rap records. Like we had no rap records. But as you can see, when I said that, I was down with the Dillinger crew.
Yeah.
They come out and play Trans Europe Express in like 50 different versions.
Verses.
And other than that, you're gonna start going into the, you know, the disco music. Disco music was rocking at that time. You know.
What I would like to. Can you paint us a picture of the environment when hip hop really started to draw people in? And when I say the environment, what locations were you guys going to jam out? Like what clubs?
Yeah,
was it? You know, yeah. Tell us about it, man.
Yeah, well, you know, when like in that era when hip hop first came out, like I know how to do all things, man. Like I said, like with hip hop, I'm 5 elements. I know how to DJ. I know how to start, you know, pause with the tapes. I know how to break. I know how to pop. I know how to write graffiti. I know how to 52. I know how to rap. I know how to MC. You know what I'm saying? I know how to do every element that's in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problem with carrying the speakers. I ain't got no problem with carrying the records, going to the store to get the wires. I don't have no problem. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a part of this. I don't got no problem with going to go get the batteries. Hey, yo, man, we need some batteries. I'm not too big to do none of that. I could come to do a show and they be like, yo, well, we ain't got no batteries for the mic. Oh, I'll be back. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Because the show got to go down. But, you know, the places that it really was rocking at was Echo Park. Brothers used to go to us a little park on Rosedale, like where Disco Mario them live at. It's a park over there. Brothers used to go to. Of course, everybody used to go to Soundview. Webster Park, can't forget Webster Park. And then when people say Webster Park, they always think about all the way down where Webster Project at. Now we talking about 188th in Webster. You know what I'm saying? We got Webster Park right there. That was big with the jams. Taft, of course, everybody was in Taft. Taft Schoolyard was tearing them up.
Was it violent in these places, or was it like I came to hear a DJ? Like what?
I was young, man. The most you remember was a little fight here and there. Somebody made you jump, but people really went to party, man. Like, you know, when you got there, we came there. Imagine you going to the party and everybody, you know, got haircuts. You got outfits. All y'all got on matching outfits, man. Y'all done practiced all week to come to this party to battle the dudes that y'all got to beef with. Y'all ain't fight them. Y'all came in to battle them. They supposed to be nice. We nice. We got 2 dudes that know how to do the webbo. So when they come out with the webbo, we got 3 or 4 people that know how to up rock. We got 2 or 3 people that know how to break. And we gonna get busy. We got our little crew that know how to hustle, him and his girl. So y'all bring out your dude and they start doing the hustle. We gonna shoot our boy out. This girl, they gonna do the hustle. That's how we battled. We didn't battle with we didn't have to fight. And we came there, you was fresh to death. Everybody, we came there prepared. Like it was a real war going on. And it was. When you seen this dude, anywhere y'all seen each other, who was on site. It was battle though. But we battled these dudes. You seen y'all went for them road, brother, start up rocking. It's on. But it was no getting killed. It's on with breaking, man. It's on with this. Yo, your moms and all that be happy. Your moms know you be in the house practicing all this foolishness, but she don't know you nice. One day your mom's taking you Christmas shopping. All of a sudden you bump into these two dudes. Your mom's think it's gonna be a fight. Right. Why them boys looking at you like that? You like, nah, they want to battle me. That's Speedy and Crazy Legs. They want to battle me. Your mom's like, what? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and they waiting. They're like, yo, what's up? You like, your mom, boom. And they start getting nice. They already got a radio waiting for you. They ain't got a gun. They don't got a gun. They got a radio waiting for you. And ain't no turning this down. Brother, so your mom's like, your mom, I gotta get busy. You start getting busy. Your mom's like, go, boy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Get down. At the end, your brothers leave, and when y'all leave, sometimes you make shit hands, sometimes y'all leave still with peace. When you think there's a fight went down.
Wow.
Yeah, man, yeah, we see y'all again. We see y'all too, yeah. Meet us Friday at wherever's gonna be at. Meet us Friday at Echo Park. We'll be there. And that's how it went.
Okay.
Now y'all getting ready all week for Friday, so we can battle these dudes again.
That was dope.
You know?
That's easy.
I battled one of the legendary breakdancers, Speedy. I know everybody know White Boy Speedy.
That's
fact. And
you just said White Boy Speedy. You see what you just said?
Look, I battled Speedy, Speedy down Rocksteady. I battled Speedy, and I was on punishment that summer, man. And Speedy and everybody was saying we battled on 184th and Creston inside the schoolyard, 115 school. And it was like 8:30, man, and I knew the battle was gonna be at 9 o'clock. And I was on punishment. I said, I gotta get out this house. How am I gonna get out this house? Man, while I ran to Okie Doke. I said, Mom, you need me to go get something you from the store? He said, I know you up to something. Because he said, I've been watching you all day. You up to something. She said, Mom, I'm gonna let you go to the store. And I'm telling you right now, you better come straight back to the store. Man, I went around the corner, I did 100. We lived on 191st at the time. I had to go all the way up to 192nd to make it look like I was going to the store. Run all the way to 184th Street in the Grand Concourse, to go off the Creston. And we battled. And after the battle was over, man, I had to find out who won the next day. Because as soon as I finished my last move, I snatched up my mom's bread. I had to keep on telling people, yo, don't let nobody steal my mom's bread. Don't let nobody steal my mom's bread. You know, back in the days, I had no money to replace that bread. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? And look, bread was only like $1.35 or 99 cents, but I had no joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let nobody steal my mom's bread. The whole battle, as soon as it was over, I snatched up the bread and ran home.
Yo, this is hip hop. This is hip hop culture. First generation he's talking about. This is dope, man. This is dope. Now, we've heard about Fever Records. Who idea was Rooftop Records? What was Rooftop? And who was the house DJ when y'all created the Rooftop Records at that time?
Oh man, the house DJ. Please don't mention the brother. Hey yo, look. I was in me and my partner. This how me and my partner was in. They had, you see, like the Fat Boys and LL Cool J and all them in the movie.
Yeah.
Temple and Level when they was at the Disco Fever battling. You see the big dude, Mandingo, said, yo, man, I'm going to roll y'all. If y'all start some trouble in here, I'm going to roll y'all out here the same way y'all rolled up in here.
Wow.
But that's really, he really was, that's his dude, that's his name, Mandingo. This dude was serious. Everybody know him around the Bronx. Wow. You know what I'm saying? This dude was a serious gang member, turned to security guard. He was the man. So when we used to go there, we was too young. So we used to go there and go to sleep downstairs, man. So he would tell us, yo, one of y'all fall asleep, none of y'all can't come back here no more. I'm telling y'all, this is the last time I'm telling y'all.
Yeah.
What knew was from they had this Disco Fever, then they had the version for the kids. That was called Skate Fever. That was on Jerome and
never heard of it. See? First time we ever heard that. See, that's dope, man. This is hip hop right here.
Yeah, so it was a skating ring, and then upstairs was a skating ring. Then you could go downstairs and go to the club, or you could get on this slide and slide downstairs and bounce up in the middle of the club, looking stupid. Everybody looking at you like, "Who the hell is going?" You know what I'm saying? You might as well take the stairs.
Yes.
So we went there to battle, and we inside the show, the Disco Fever talent show. And me and my partner that made Rap New Generation, LeBrew, rest in peace, we used to go and battle each other. We used to be like, yo, we want to see if each other's nice.
Yeah.
So when we went there, the first week I won. We came tied, but then I won. It was like 3-way tie. I ended up winning. So the next week,
Kborn, what year is this, by the way? What year is this?
This is 86.
Got you. Boom, 1986.
Like 86, 85, 86.
Yes.
So now, DJ Starchild seen me and him splitting money the first time, but he didn't say nothing. So the second time he seen us split money, he said, yo, man, are y'all a group? I said, yeah. He said, why don't y'all get on there as a group? I said, because we don't need to. We want to get on there and show that we both nice. He said, man, both of y'all came in first place in different weeks. He said, yo, he said, I'm going to introduce y'all to one of my dudes, man, because they trying to put something together. His name is Brucey B. He said, he's not here now, but just come back next week, and I'm going to introduce you to him. Of course, next week I was on punishment again. Oh, man. Wouldn't let me out, but I'm like, man, I got to go, man. Could you please let me out? Yo, my father said, what time the guy Brucey B supposed to be coming? And I'm telling him, because Brucey B's living on my father's block on Gerard Avenue at 158 at the time.
Yes.
I'm like, you know him, Dad. He's the older guy. He's older than me. You know him, Dad. You know him, Dad. So to my pop, like, all right, I know that guy. And Brucey B always was cool and laid back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I like the way that guy act. I'm going to let you go. Yo, believe it or not, we lived on 158. The Disco Fever was on 167th Street. My father let me out the house at 145. I swear to God. Yo, no rule. He said, I'm letting you out here. It's only take you 15 minutes to get down there. He said, I'm letting you out here at 1:45 a.m. He said, you get down there, you handle the meeting at 2 o'clock, and you better be back here by 3 o'clock. I'm like, man, this is going to be the quickest meeting in the world. All right, but I got to take the deal.
Mm-hmm.
We get down there, Starchild introduces us to Brucey B. Brucey B tell us that to come around the next day, he going to bring us downtown and introduce us to Gusto. But we didn't know who Gusto or none of them dudes, but dudes opened us. So the next day, he brought us down there, and we happened to, Teddy was there. That's the first day we met Teddy Riley.
Yeah.
Gus, we met Greg G, and we met Cool G. And we didn't have no demos. We didn't have nothing. Yo, believe it or not, man, we should go to Warner Brother Records, all these record companies. We didn't have no demo. When we got there, you see how in the movie, you see how in the joint where they say box. That's why I said they stole all our stuff, man. Yeah. Even when you go to LL, say box, and he started doing that in there. Yeah. That's the same thing we did to Teddy Riley. When we went in there, we was like, yo, what's up? We didn't have nothing. Brucey B will tell you. This 86 before they even thought about coming out with the movie, and LL said box. Yeah. We looked at Teddy Riley, we looked at all of them. I said, yo, LeBrew, what's up? And my boy LeBrew, to today, we know how to bang on the table and get our beat going. And LeBrew started banging on the wall. Me and him started doing routines.
Wow. We
did about 4 or 5 routines. Teddy Riley was like, yo, man, these dudes the baddest dudes I ever heard in my life.
Yes.
He made it, and then the other guys that were there was, they already had their group that made the joint where at the party, when Scooby and Suey just all get down.
Oh, shit, what about that song?
They was there. And them brothers was so impressed, like, yo, man, these dudes sick, man. You know what I'm saying? So Brucey B was the house DJ in the rooftop.
Yes.
Please don't touch his equipment, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, look, boy, we got in trouble many days by Bruce, man. Man, didn't I tell you I don't touch my equipment? Because we had Mike Spot. That was our DJ, too. Mike Spot and Prince. And even Ron G. You know, we had Ron G with us. That's when he first got his start at. You know, a lot of dudes in...
Which Ron G? The young DJ in charge?
DJ Ron G. Yeah, DJ Ron G with the Jerry Carrolls that live in Polo Grounds. And
shout out to Ron. Shout out to Ron.
Brother, you was in this joint with us every single day. You couldn't even touch equipment. And equipment that you got on, that we got on, was Brucey B's. And Brucey B was on us like a cheap suit. Because he ain't like nobody touching his equipment when he wasn't there. Because, Brucey B was killing him back then. When he get in the house, he was tearing the rooftop up. And he don't know where his records at. We done broke his needles. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, like I said, if I couldn't go for bread, I can't buy no needle.
Now, what was the scene of the rooftop like when y'all was going New Rap Generation? What was the scene like? Just the rooftop scene. What was the ambiance?
When we got to the rooftop was no scene. Not as far as no records. Rooftop was a skating ring. It was a skating ring that they had skating ring. They had food in there. And, all the big bullies used to hang in there and do all that. That was downstairs. When we got there and Gus heard us bang on the wall, he said, man, I got to open up a whole label. I got to open up a studio. So he took the side of the rooftop where they used to keep the dogs at, you know, on the side of the road, the dogs, you all stinking, they barking in there. He took that and turned that, cleaned that joint out, made that joint to a whole state-of-the-art studio for us.
Wow. The classical too.
So
what's your name? The Rooftop Records?
Like Teddy run around here with their name. He made that studio for the Classical 2, period.
Gotcha.
It wasn't Rooftop Records. You know what I'm saying? He invested in with our movement. And then we started going up there with Teddy, making up our, you know, doing our thing. Corral was a part of it. Timmy. Because, you know, Teddy was down with a group called Kids on the Block.
Okay.
And there was him, Corral, Timmy, and LaVeva, who ended up being, who still is to today, Kumo D manager. So that's how Kumo D got in the picture, through LaVeva. LaVeva came in there through Teddy Riley, because Teddy Riley was already down with us. So the whole thing was a rooftop move. But with LaVeva seeing his move, I could bring in my old school artist. He came through, and boom, that's how Kumo D ended up on job and ended up going through there.
Boom. When y'all got signed, now I remember the first time I listened to New Rap Generation. What year that actually dropped? So
we dropped 87. We started rocking it, and you know, it take like a while back then because you know, there was no social media and all that, so that get the word out on the street, and then it started rocking around. But to tell you the truth, it was rocking really in Brooklyn and before it was rocking around my way.
Wow.
No, it was out.
Wow.
You know, I knew we was putting out in stores. I didn't know it was out to that extent. And we bumped into a lady named Michelle, a white lady, one day. And me and LeBrew was talking, and she was with a whole bunch of guys that Flex. Flex. The guy that a lot of dancers that's big right now. The guy that said, "Where's my homies?" and all that. In Uptown, baby, we got a lot of dudes that allow scratching them.
And allow scratch.
They allow scratching them. They used to dance with us. Al, they used to dance for us. We had the Gucci girls used to dance for us. The Ecstasy dancers. And the guy that played in all the movies, he married the girl from Martin.
Oh, son?
Yeah, he used to dance for us too.
Oh, what?
Yeah, what's his name? Flex, right?
Nah, Flex is the other one. Flex is that comedian. Oh, talking about son, though. Would that be on those shows?
You know, like the comedian?
No, the brown skin guy that was married to Keisha Campbell.
Yeah, son. I forgot he was on a couple of shows. He's on a couple of shows.
Yeah, he danced for us too, man. We had so many different dancers. So he was down with the I wish I could remember their name, with the lady Michelle. And she was like, "We already got a dance group that danced to y'all records. Y'all should." I'm like, "What? We got a dance group to dance to our record. Our record ain't even come out in the store yet." She's like, "Yeah, it's in the store in Manhattan, or Downstairs Records."
The Wayne Martin? The Wayne Martin?
Yeah.
Okay. The Wayne Martin was
that's the Wayne Martin.
Yeah, that's
the other guy, man.
Flex, from Uptown Comedy Club. Talking about the comedian guy, right? Uptown Comedy Club with
Oh yeah, you talking about Flex then?
Flex, yeah. Remember they was doing Uptown Comedy Club. Oh man.
Brown skin guy, he looked like him, tall brown skin. He used to dance with us too. He's a hell of a dancer, man. He used to dance with us.
Wow, Flex.
We got a lot of people that used to dance with us, but when they came out, Flex and them already had their dance group with the lady Michelle. And they had crazy routines and all that. So, you know, it was nice, man. To know that it was spreading around and other places was rocking it.
Now, somebody asked, did Juice and Wiz ever dance
Let me drop that bomb for you, bro.
Yeah, hit that bomb. Right? He hit the bomb, though. That's not copyrighted.
Talking about these elements. Go ahead, keep on going. Keep on going, Zeke.
Somebody asked, Yo Afro said, did Juice and Wiz ever dance for you guys?
Wait, what you say?
Somebody asked, did Yo Afro said, did Juice and Wiz ever dance for you? A guy, somebody named Juice.
Yeah. Yeah, we had so many dancers, man. Damon used to dance with us from all around the way. You know, Juice still danced with us. You know, Juice still be with us. Yeah, we had Chinaman, Wiz, and all them. We had Lil Wayne, you know, from the Bronx. Yeah, a lot of brothers dance with us, man. You know, a lot of sisters too. You know, I ain't gonna lie. You know, especially around the way, because you know, and brothers was nice. So you had to really be nice to deal with us. But we had the Gucci girls.
Okay. Somebody, excuse me.
So we had the females rolling.
Kborn, Roach, He's an industry guy. He goes, was Rooftop Records distributed by Profile Records?
No,
Okay.
no. Rooftop Records came out and we was independent at the time. Like, well, we was like one of the first independent, and probably not the first independent. Way before Uptown, because Uptown came and didn't really borrow our juice or stole it, and was sold it. You know, when you got sellouts on your team.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
That's what happens.
But once Rooftop finished that, they never got really no distribution from nobody. The artists, back then, it wasn't really for the independent label to get distribution. It was for you to get the artist and then send the artist to the major label.
So the white labels,
you paid to Jive. They sent us to Jive. You know what I'm saying? It was different people from Rooftop going different places.
Gotcha.
Heavy D came down there, Uptown. Uptown was MCA. And even that deal that Heavy D got, that was my deal.
Wow.
When they were starting MCA, they came to me first. They came to Rooftop to get me. But if I knew that they was going to steal the whole pattern in the Rooftop and that the people from Rooftop was going to sell them the whole pattern, I would have left with them. But I didn't leave because they didn't want to take my partner. They wanted a solo artist. And we all went in there and battled. Heavy D was there that day. I was there. LeBrew, Kborn, Tony Tone. And out of all that, I was the one who they wanted. But I didn't want to leave my partner, so I was like, nah, I'm going to take the deal. So then Heavy D got the deal.
And that's when we got to hear.
I would have been Uptown Records' first artist.
Wow.
Then my solo left my partner.
So,
wow.
So needless to say, so Heavy D blowing up, getting that record deal was basically the door opener for returning to Uptown Records.
Yeah, Uptown Records came to Rooftop Records. I'll never forget the day when we still was building. It was Andre around. It was both of them. It was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And they came in there, and and they wanted to hear all of us. They said they want to hear all of us. They started a record label, and they want to hear everybody. So everybody was battling, and we kept battling. Then they brought us in the office. The last two was me and Hav. They brought us in the office. They kept on, you'll get busy. We kept battling. I was getting busy. And at the end, I won. They wanted me.
Wow.
I didn't want to leave LeBrew. I was like, nah, I can't. I'm not going to leave LeBrew, man. Wow. You know what I'm saying? That, back then it was like, if I knew what I knew now, I'd have went on and did it. And then LeBrew could have been one of the dancers. But I didn't even know how to dance his ass off. I didn't know how to dance good. And then he could have came on and got on. But we didn't think like that. We was young, man. We thought that, if I leave him, that's it, man. We didn't look at the big picture. We ain't had nobody guiding us.
Now, it's crazy because just hearing Andre Harrell, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Heavy D, we seen what that turned into. But like you said, it all came out of the Rooftop and what you guys was doing. The lifestyle, the look, the style of rap. Yo, that's crazy because when you let these historians talk, they don't speak about that element that you're speaking about, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they never talk about it because you got a snake that was at Rooftop at the time that was giving every idea Rooftop came up with to Uptown. So Uptown is really nothing but Rooftop Records.
That's what it is. So that look, I ask you a question.
What's going wrong?
Yes.
What's going wrong, man? We had the idea, but here, there's somebody in Rooftop that's actually eavesdropping and selling these dudes all the information and all the next thing up. Because you really listen to them, they really ain't, but they try to be like a semi-New Jack Swing like us, but they couldn't get it all. So they even got Teddy. You see who one of the snakes was, because Teddy ended up on MCA Records. You used to look at Teddy, all his stuff say MCA Records. And, not Job like ours. So you see who was one of the undercoats.
That's funny you said that because I remember I was reading the magazine because my cousin was on college radio in Albany or WCDB. And they, the radio station, they would send them like magazines from the labels and people that follow hip hop behind the scenes. And it was mentioning how Teddy Riley, even though he was signed to Uptown, he had a production deal with Jive Records. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because he already was on the job. And once he was on the job with us, then, you already got the thing with us. Then with the you're gonna get down with MCA, they're gonna put him down. You stealing all the ideas from over here. And you bring it over there to them, and they're gonna let you release it. So you're going over there, and then you bringing all the stuff to MCA. You know, a lot of people play stupid, but I always was a guy. My name was Knowledge Born. So things that they thought I didn't know, I knew. And things that they thought I wasn't watching, I was watching. Because the first thing in Knowledge Born is to look, listen, and observe. So I'm looking, listen, and observe, but I just didn't know at the time.
Yes.
I'm watching all your moves. I just don't know what's going on because I'm still young at the time, you know?
Now that look, Saladin, you guys ride with me on this. That look of the chemical blowout, the flashy cars, even to the look to the world. That was a New Jack Swing type of look. The yellow jackets with the black glasses with the rhinestones and that look, the butter soft leathers.
Yeah.
So Uptown got that from you guys, definitely. You know what I'm saying? Uptown Records, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have, and half them was my boy, man. I love that to death recipes, man. And the dancers and all that. Cause they used to come, Choke T-Roy and all that. I remember the day the brother passed away.
Mm-hmm.
We was cool, man. We all battled so much. You can come, anybody that did a show in the rooftop, you got to battle us. If you came to the rooftop, you had to battle us. Yes. If you looked at it too hard outside and we seen you had to come upstairs and battle us. You know what I'm saying? So anybody came through there, they know we was nasty.
Now this is funny. This
crew coming in, those hit the studio. Careless one of them coming to hit the studio. Rock hit them coming to hit the studio. You don't care who coming in. We in the studio, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go upstairs. We got the studio.
Now you mentioned something.
A lot of brothers went up there, but a lot of brothers fronted too. Brothers didn't want that heat.
I was going to say pardon me, Zeke. Don't forget that thought. Now you mentioned a few elements there, and you stopped right there. A lot of brothers didn't want it, so I want to talk to you about. You mentioned 52 earlier, and when we talk about the earlier stages of hip hop and even your generation, fighting, and not only fighting, to be more specific, martial arts was a big part of hip hop, was it not? Can you talk about that? Even can you break it down? Can you also mention the fact that Berry Gordy released a movie called The Last Dragon, and one of the cast members, Ty Mack, was actually from New York? Can you talk to the audience about the importance of martial arts within the hip hop industry?
First of all, the rap records it ain't a rap record. One of the biggest records that they played at the club, at the hip hop club and outside at the jams, was Everybody Was Kung Fu Fighting.
Yep. The mother. I remember that.
That was one of the biggest songs, man. Yeah. When that came on, everybody started fighting. You started kicking your cousin and everything, man. If you ain't get a beating after that song, you was good.
Yo, Kborn.
Flying down the hallway, kick your sister in the chest. Your mom's like, boy, you look lost so much. It was crazy in the house, man. Your sister come flying, kick you in the back out of nowhere. It was crazy. When that record came on, it was every man for himself. Exactly. But you can't do nothing until it goes, huh. Somebody else go, huh. So it's like everybody was kung fu fighting. Everybody dancing. Some blows were fast as lightning. And you getting it on, but when they go, huh, you better watch out.
Right.
We're gonna hood you for real. It was different, man. Like the Wu-Tang Clan. Got a lot of their stuff from Chinese movies. So that was like a part of our culture. Then you had a lot of
42nd Street, facts.
And I'm gonna tell you how I really got into hip hop.
The Deuce, that was a part of the hip hop culture.
Wait up, but let me tell you how I got into it. Don't forget, back in the 70s, right? When hip hop first was starting, a lot of the brothers were still coming from Vietnam. They was out there. They was at the war. They was at war, so they was coming back with that martial arts. They brought that back over here.
Talk about it.
All right, the Vietnam vets and all that came back, but they was already studying, so they came up here. They got on it. So brothers started seeing them like, oh man, these brothers is out here. They started bringing it to the hood. And then from them being out there, they made contacts and connections with some real martial artists and things like that. And they was respected. So they, it started spreading around, and brothers started getting into it. But karate was for real, and it still is, man.
Yeah.
And from there, brothers started doing the 52, but we always felt like, man, you got to defend yourself. It wasn't into, it's like right now, me and Zeke Black getting a men thing, right? And we showing our thing. We want to see who's the toughest. If me and Saladin come out here and jump him, that don't mean that didn't prove nothing for me or Z.
Yeah.
That don't mean that me or him can beat each other. If we come out here with guns, nobody still won, man. Even if somebody get killed in that don't even show me you can beat him because you came out here with a machine gun and shot him from down the block.
Yeah.
Right.
You ain't win nothing. You lost, man. You went out like a sucker. That's how that was back in the days, man. You was scared of that man. You ain't get props back in the days. Oh, yeah. Nah, you ain't get no props, man. You shot that man. So that man, why you ain't gonna fight him? Oh, man, you a sucker.
Now,
ain't out with us no more. This dude right here, they call him out on one-on-one. He going upstairs and going to get some weapons and all that. Nah, you are a sucker, man. That wasn't nothing to be proud of. But when somebody called you out and you went and fought your one-on-one, it wasn't about if you won or lost. You fought back, man.
Yes.
And even the dude that beat you up would be like, yo, man, you my dude, man, I like you, man. And y'all become best friends because you fought him back. And he couldn't get a fight from all the other suckers who out here who thought that they was tough, but they won't fight him. You fought him, man. You fought him back, man. That dude loved you to today. And that was 30 years ago. And y'all did not like each other at all, but he respected the fact that you fought him back. He beat the hell out of you, though.
Right.
But you fought back to the end. And that's what it was about. You know, you fought, you wasn't scared, so you couldn't even hang out with a dude if you was gonna go home and get my prop, I'm gonna run home and go get this. You couldn't hang out with me. You know, you had to be with me, yo, bro, you don't know what we gonna get into. But we get into something right now, all you gonna fight back.
Yes. Facts.
Yeah, that's all that counted. Yo, come on, man, yo, we going to Brooklyn there, we gonna go to Yarra. That's it.
Now,
As long as we fight back, that's all that counts, man. We okay. It's only two of us, we okay. It's gonna be 13 dudes, they only fighting two. And if the two of us fighting, they get me on the floor, you come over here and help me. Then we gonna go home a little beat up. And we may end up hanging out with the 13 dudes.
yeah.
But the 13 dudes at the end, after they done jumped us and all that, like, yo, what up, man? Nah. Two of them like, nah, you little niggas is cool, man. They fought for this, man. They went hard, man. What up, man? Y'all from side? Yo, we such. Now we going out there hanging out with them.
I thought when I seen The Last Dragon, which came out in 1985,
Yeah.
I thought that dude was an actor. You know what I'm saying?
No, that dude got a karate school. He used to go to karate school in Bruce Leroy. He had a karate school on 122nd and 2nd Avenue called B&B's.
B&B's, that was a club.
All right, now and then it turned to a club at night. And look, why some brothers trying to jump us out there? And brothers had to come out there. And him too, and all of them came out. But we went down there because the guy, one of, like y'all said, Dollar Bill. And I said, how many dollar bill it is?
Yeah, from East River. I know you're talking about.
He was putting dollar bill, y'all. Dollar bill, y'all.
Yeah.
Dollar bill. He was there DJing that night. And some brothers shot that crazy on us. And Bruce Leroy had to come downstairs and let them know we was just students. And
Yo, you know what's funny you said that? Because the dollar bill I remember is from East River. You know, that's K. Slayman, the OG guy. I was telling Saladin about him earlier the other day. He was a legendary DJ of the East Side. Because he was DJing back then. K. Slade was dead. He was like the king of graffiti. You know what I'm saying? He was still DJing here and there probably, but he was definitely king of graffiti. And it's crazy because B&B's. I remember. I got a story for y'all. My man.
Wait. Let me say one thing before you say story. And also to Saladin, Bruce Leroy also owned the Uptown Comedy Club.
Remember Uptown Flex?
Doing all the comedy and Mark and all them.
Yeah.
He owned that.
Wow.
And that was a flat karate school in the daytime.
Wow. Uptown Comedy Club, bro. Your man had to start there. What's his name? He had to the truck accident.
Oh, yeah, Morgan.
Yeah, Tracy Morgan. I remember Tracy Morgan, Flex, all of them.
Yeah, Tracy from 183rd, where I'm from, essentially.
Yeah, facts. I remember that show.
Oh, yo, Tracy's from out there? I thought Tracy was in Brooklyn all the
time. I thought
Tracy. A couple of the girls from SWV.
Yeah.
And that's their block. Yeah, but Zeke, tell us about the B&B story, man.
So my man made a record. My man said he was making records with Deep Freeze, Sub-Zero back then. They was making records, and my man made a song called "The Money Maker" with his brother and a guy named DJ Mose. They put together a song, and said G from Ultra Magnetic.
That's my brother too.
He helped them, or he helped them put the track together. They went to his studio and made the song. The money making. You know what I'm saying? And Deep Freeze was a part of that. DJ Deep Freeze, y'all know him as Sub-Zero. We know him as DJ Deep Freeze. He used to write graffiti. He used to rap. He used to rap with a guy named Zico. They had a song called My Phone Out back in the days.
Yeah. We always used to write graffiti. I used to write graffiti. K-Slate used to write graffiti.
Yeah. A guy named Cool Mike Ski. Cool Ski. No, Mike Ski. He had a song called Brooklyn's in the House. Brooklyn, only fucking fresh.
They was down with Cutmaster DC.
Yeah, son.
But yo, listen to this, guys. Before I was down with
That's right.
records, I was down with B&B. B&B was trying to make a record label.
Yes.
They had a studio. I was down with Bruce Leroy, and then before I even thought about getting down with Bruce.
Yo, son. I'll tell you the story. Mike Ski family lived in my building. So him, my man Sonny is a rock. They started networking, and he was able to get milk. I guess. Remember when Top Billing first popped off? They were gonna do a party together at B&B's, but they said the police shut it down because the line was around the corner. We're talking about when Top Billing was like the #1 song in the tri-state area.
I was on all B&B's jams, all them joints. I was there, bro.
Yeah, son, they shut the club down. They were supposed to perform with Mike Ski. Now, what I just told you, oh shit, see, because I remember Mike Ski. Mike Ski was going to that studio, B&B's.
Brooklyn,
in the house. Brooklyn, only fucking fresh.
Brooklyn, always funky fresh.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, always funky fresh. Brooklyn,
Yo.
stole my count. My brother said Brooklyn stole my count.
Yeah. Now look what he said, but Bruce Leroy was a real person.
Yeah, that was my dude, man. We was down with him, man. We was leading him down with the record label.
Wow, B&B Records.
Still got something right now that brothers keep telling me. I want to bring Saladin there.
Yo,
that he got. He always doing something. Like when you seen Russell Simmons and all them, when they was at the Uptown Comedy Club, Bruce Leroy owned that.
That is crazy. That Top Billing, man, you just brought me back because I was such a youngin', and people would come down the street in the GT. What was it? The GTI, the Rabbit.
Yeah, the Rabbit.
Yeah. Teddy Riley had a GT Rabbit. That's the first one he had.
Yeah, they had the Jeep, but they would go to Dapper Dan before they, they would go to Dapper Dan and have it custom. So I seen one, I would not forget it to this day. It was a white GTI, it had the white interior, but then it had the orange Chanel.
Yes.
He was wicked with it. He came up the street with that bucket hat, playing that Top Billing, Milk is chillin'. What more can I say?
Top Billing.
Hey, y'all. You know my name. Like I said, my name was Knowledge Born.
Yeah.
So I look, listen, observe. Yo, when we was young, man, Milk and Gibbs, my dude. And even Light, because the Blue used to deal with MC Light.
Got you.
Yeah, when she first came out, with Clamp and Understand You, Sam, and all that. Yeah. The Blue and MC Light, they used to be calling each other, and they had their little thing. But we always coming out at the time. And the security that passed away, rest in peace, he was from up our way too. One of their security. But I never liked Top Billing, the record.
The record? It was so simple.
Yo, man, you don't like my stuff? I was like, no, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Why you was hating, K? Tell us why you was hating.
Why should I tell you why I never liked it? The brother said, for the suckers that's down with me. And everybody that's down was like, I'm not no sucker. I'm not co-signing that.
Co-signing that.
Don't forget it. In that joint, he said, for all the suckers that's down with me.
That's right. But you know what? To your credit, your name was Knowledge Born.
Yeah, I was sharp on it, but you was young. You probably just, I don't know what the hell happened. It could have been a glitch in it, but I wasn't feeling it, man. I'm not gonna be co-signing nothing. The motherfucker call me a sucker.
Tell me this, man. What was your graffiti name? Because I know I had a different graffiti name than my regular.
I was Kborn, PT 131, 131 crew. Shout out to Kborn. That was my tag. I'm sorry. I had to wear Kborn. I was famous on the sanitation trucks in East Harlem. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I used to write Ice and Caper, and then my man took Caper Your nigga back. Yo, man, no, I was right there first. Never seen the brother right. The brother took that. You know what I'm saying? The Kepper. He took that. Then I had Stam Guard.
He was up though. He was getting busy. Whoever Kborn was, he was, because that was the Coke KD days, Med, Trim. Those are the days I remember watching the trains, OTB crew. The Bronx had a lot of crews, bro. TATs.
I lived on 170, so I went to school on 167. And in my class was Ram 1 was in my class. Trap was in my class.
Trap?
Went to my school.
Come on, Trap?
Yeah, Trap was in my
class. Yo,
class.
they all city. They all city. Easy, Josh, Trap, Bester.
Yeah, Stop. Stop. That was my dude. They right to Stop with the stop sign. I knew, a lot of the famous rappers, they used to go to 22. Wow. A lot of the famous graffiti artists, they used to go to 22. Nesto.
Yes.
Now, was you doing Fat
Dope, shout out to SM.
Or was you doing
East Harlem?
You were doing both?
Man, I was going to, listen, brother. Y'all brothers ain't believe this, man. My joints, I told you, man, I ain't had no job. You know what I'm saying? My mom was a power pastor when I was young. God, I used to go to school. I used to steal the school eraser. Then I'll go to the arts and craft class, to the printing class. I'll steal some of the ink. You gotta get the Indian ink. I'll steal some of the ink. Boom. Then I'll go to my house and I'll take my uncle's speed stick thing. The speed stick container. Then I used to go to Woolworths, steal some black tape. Then I'll take the speed stick thing. I'll chop up the eraser from the school. I'll take the school eraser, chop that up. Then I'll take the speed stick thing. I stuff the speed stick. First I put the black tape all around the speed stick so none of the ink don't drip out. It's going to drip out anyway. Your hand going to have ink everywhere. But you got to put as much as you could around the speed stick thing. Then you take the eraser, stick that in there. And then you take the ink and was like, you pour the ink in there, but just enough as you need so it can soak it up. And when I write my name, imagine how thick is a speed stick.
What?
Yeah. So that's how I used to get the thick joint. His brothers think, yo, man, how did you get a mark of that thick? I made it out of the eraser in the school.
Yeah, see?
That's history
that's
right
history
there.
Right there in itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we ain't had no money to buy no magic markers. You know what's called for a palette back in the days? And then once people started using a palette for graffiti, they stopped selling them. You had to go there with your moms. Yeah. You had to be an artist and all that to go to shipments. They wasn't selling them then, so you had to go, I know how to make a marker, a big marker. And I used to sell them joints too, because brothers be like, yo, man, that joint is crazy. Because it's so thick. You want one too.
Wow. Yo, we just, now B&B's, for me, because I'm from East Harlem. So, B&B's for me, that was like the hip hop joint that other dudes was going to, and some dudes used to lift weights, whatever they was doing down there. That's what I know about B&B's. So it's crazy when you mentioned B&B's and Bruce Leroy, and then also Uptown Comedy Club, because the first time I seen Uptown Comedy Club, it was on ABC. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? Or on late nights. It was they had like a Uptown Comedy Club on the late nights on ABC when I was in Albany County Jail in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? That's the first time I seen Tracy Morgan and Flexi.
If you went down there, it was on 125th Street. You went down there on the daytime, you'd have been here, You went there and seen Bruce Leroy and his crew practicing. Hey, yo, look, I was telling Saladin that when you seen the movie with The Last Dragon, the guy that came in there and said, am I the baddest? Shown up. Yeah. Kiss my Converse. I was telling him that was Mitch Green.
Look like Mitch Green. You know what I'm saying?
Green. That Mike Tyson punched down in Dapper Dan.
Wow. That's Mitch Green. Mitch Blood Green?
Leading the gang and all that. Mitch Green ain't no chump, man. Mitch Green is a bad dude.
He played the shit out that part, bro. We never knew it was him.
He didn't play no part. He was serious.
He was serious.
He used to be bullying this dude. All, you know what I'm saying? He was a big bully. That was real. It wasn't, they just put it in that scene. But then, as you get older and you get to know somebody, they put you in a scene. Bruce Leroy, he really had to, he had to really go through this with this dude, man.
Wow.
So what's the Blood Green. And I'm not talking about the gang, the
blood.
It was Mitch the Blood Green, put some blood out your mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's crazy. I never knew that was Mitch Green.
Yeah, man. Kiss My Converse.
Kiss My Converse. Who the baddest? You know what I'm saying? This is hip hop history because all this played a part to hip hop.
Bronx River. He was a part. He was down with the gang. Wesley Snipes from Bronx River. Wesley Snipes used to be down with the gang.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Him and Miss Green, they was the karate boxing dudes, man. The dudes are serious.
Black Spades, right?
I don't know if they was. I don't know if it was the Black Spades. I can't remember the name of the gang that they were down with. I don't know if Mr. Green was down with the Spades, but I know he had his own gang and all that. He was the leader. And the dudes was in Bronx River. They were serious, man. I know Wesley Snipes was over there. He was down with them too. Wesley Snipes is a bad dude. And dudes think that a lot of that stuff they see in the movies that's just acting. Now, Wesley Snipes is really a karate expert. Like he really will break you up seriously, for real. Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Just humble yourself, and you humble yourself. You went over his stuff. You don't speak about it a lot, but you see a lot of his interviews. He'll tell you, I'm from Bronx River, from the Bronx. Yeah, I was down with the gang, and then I raised up. I was the leader. Yeah, they should get it in. That's when them dudes used to be smoking a lot of PCP. Back in them days.
Now, which PCP was it? Was it the crystals or the water? Which PCP was it back then? Was it the water or the crystals, or both?
It's called dust.
Dust.
They smoking that Reverend Ike back then.
What's that? That sprinkler? Huh?
It was called Reverend Ike, man. Brothers was dying like the one. They were jumping off roofs. That's when they had the record. They had to stop playing the record. Fly, Robin, fly.
Wow.
Up in the sky. That came out in 70-something, man. Brothers was on the roof thinking that they could fly. Jumping off the roof. They had to stop playing that on the radio. I remember the day had to be 1970-something. Frankie Crocker got on. DJ Frankie Crocker. And he was explaining, he said, we can't play this record no more. People want to hear it, And I never understood it. My mother was trying to explain it to me. I was like 6 or 7. I didn't understand what she was talking about. But now, as an adult, I understood, like, wow, you have to take a record off the radio even that far back then because people was on PCP. They were jumping off the roof thinking that they actually could fly.
That's cool, man. Now,
we all know how that ended up.
Jumping off the roof is almost synonymous with smoking dust. I mean,
with the record, it was like a hot record. Fly,
jumping off the roof and getting naked. Jumping off the roof and getting naked is synonymous with smoking dust. Like, it's bound to happen.
Getting naked is number one.
Number one. That's a fact.
I seen a dude that I never knew smoked dust. And I just wondered why he always be bugging out a little bit. But I was like, he probably got a little mental problem. And he live on the third with his mom's, older, older dude. I let him probably live with his mom, make sure his mom's a little sickly. I went to my brother's house on 119th and Lennox one day, and I seen a girl from around my way. I know she was like, man, Kborn, what you get him and tell him to go home? So I'm like, who? She's like, I don't want to put his name out there. Go get him, he right there. Man, I got there, it had to be 4 o'clock in the afternoon. This boy was butterball naked, man. Hugging the pole with, like, all his life. Like, he was on a cliff. But to fall off a cliff, that was 1,000 feet. That's how he hugged the pole.
Oh, snap.
He said, man, call my mother. Call my mother. No, I don't want to leave. Call my mother. He was butterball naked, man. I tried to get him out, tried to call the brother. I'm not sitting there trying to debate with a brother butterball naked.
Right. I get it, man.
Hey, look, they ain't even had YouTube and all that. World Star, they ain't had none of that back then, thank God.
Yeah. Thank God, man. Thank God, man. How old were you when you actually got signed to your first record label? I mean, your first, your first record deal.
To tell you the truth, a lot of things that I can go through that I don't go through because I like trying to feel that, a man's supposed to be a man. And if you ain't going to do what you're supposed to do, I feel that, when Judgment Day comes, you're going to pay for it. You can think that money is what's going to help you. You can think that, right now on earth, health is wealth. That's one thing. So money ain't it. You can have $1 billion, but a brother healthier than you, he's more valuable than you. You know what I'm saying? Your $1 billion ain't nothing. And it's the same thing when you go in the afterlife. When you go in the afterlife, your big money and your diamonds and your jewelry and all that, your big cars, that can't go with you. Only you, your spirit, your soul, and what you did while you was on this earth, while you was on this planet, is going to go with you.
They gave me one of those spin-off answers. You've been doing this for a while, okay?
Yeah, so them brothers going to have to talk to the maker when it come that time, man. And they're going to have to handle their stuff with the maker. And a lot of these brothers ain't right, man.
So what year you signed? What was what was the year you actually signed the dot with Jive Records? Was it
Well, I signed the
87?
deal with Job Deal, with Rooftop Deal. Technically speaking, I was underage. I was 17. Like I said, my mom's pops is dead, so
Yeah.
that right here is not even legit. If you want to get technically,
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
like I
That was
said,
wow.
now I see what you're saying. Now I see what you're saying.
Now I'm gonna get even deeper than that. Then I had got incarcerated, and Teddy Riley them they couldn't do nothing without. And this way go back to Uptown and the thievery and the snakes.
Yeah.
So it go when I was locked up. Teddy's supposed to came to see me, but they needed me to sign some paperwork so that they could go ahead and keep on moving on with the projects and do what they got to do. And you can ask anybody else with me, Audie and all them brothers that Audie them was with the Fed magazine, my boy Stretchmo and all them. I told him, I said, Teddy, come up here. He said, Teddy, come up. I said, yeah, man, you got to come up here. And they all from Harlem. They from the Bronx, but we all be in Harlem. I'm like, yo, man, Teddy coming up here because he got to come and all. I got to sign his papers. One thing it went by, a month went by, I kept calling. Next thing you know, the brothers forged my name on papers.
What?
And next thing, they forged my name on the papers. And then the next thing you know, they released the remix with Mary J. Blige.
Oh yeah, the beat.
Yeah, she came out with the African Generation. She got the remix.
Remember I told you the 4-1, the remix.
Yeah.
That's the one that Biggie Smalls was on.
Mary
Look up
J
in the
didn't
sky.
have no right to do that song. Mary J never gave me a dime. I don't even know Mary J. Mary J never reached it out to me. As I've been out for almost 30 years, and she made the song, So a lot of people got to make their own maker. And you go down to it, I can name Nice and Smooth, those are my brothers.
Yeah.
And then you go down to a lot of brothers that they know if I was out in the street that things would have been different. But they went on with the, what was going on, and they gotta handle that because I'm still good. And you see, I elevate every day. The law got me, so I don't worry about them type of things. But at the end of the day, a lot of brothers, them brothers got to pay homage, man. Sisters, they done went on and they did a lot of things with my son.
Yeah, they did that beat.
We even gonna go to Dame Dash. Dame Dash got. If you look at the movie, but Alpo and all them.
Yeah. He played it in the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Paid in full.
Oh, all right, paid in full. Look at paid in full when they go on the roof, when they go inside the skate playing my song. If you look on the album that Dame Dash got, they got a whole record with Freeway and all that called Rascal Generation on my song. They got my song in there. I don't know Dame Dash. Dame Dash ain't never reached out to me. I hit Dame Dash up 1,000 times. Yo, bro, that's my song, man. What up, man? You ain't gonna shout me out. You ain't gonna. I never heard back from Dame Dash. So when brothers go back later on in life and say he got beat by Jay-Z, how about the people you beat? What goes around comes around. You know what I'm saying? How about the people the little dudes that you thought were little dudes that you stepped on and went and made songs and put Freeway and put all these dudes on my song.
You know what's funny you said that, Kborn.
Reached out to me. Now you even go to Teddy Riley. Teddy Riley will come here right now. You ask Teddy Riley, yo, did you steal Rascal Generation from Kborn? Teddy Riley is the new Jack, but I am the swing. That's why I can make records to today. Teddy Riley can't make records to today. I still got records right now. I got a joint out called Guns Away. Right now, doing good. And I got a new record coming out next Friday called Puff Puff Pass that's guaranteed to be smoking, that everybody gonna hear. Teddy Riley ain't making no more records. Why not? If you was the creator of all this, that means that your creativity level is supposed to be always keep on going. Why you stopped? You ain't got no more. You still a producer. You still got joints. Why you ain't rocking no more? Because you was not.
We seen. Okay, so we're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it goes deep. It goes on and on and on. So.
He. Okay, here's what I noticed about. I just want to. This is more of a statement than anything. I watched Teddy Riley as one of those people that learned how to stay alive, right? Like Puff learned how to stay alive at some point. He was the CEO, but then he said, I'm going to throw myself in the group, right? So, and I say that because Guy was one of the hottest things. Smoking that album was so hard, Guy. Even if you was a you know, a tough guy back in the days. You had that guy cassette in the car, you know, for the ride home. You know, so that album was hot. But then as Guy started to slow down because the Guy Killer came through, which was R. Kelly. He came through and he killed Guy.
Public announcement, him and Public Announcement washed it up.
Then you had
Can't about Public Announcement.
Public Announcement.
Wait, hey, yo, look, now stop right there. Rex and Effects, right? Stop right there. Stop right there. If Teddy Riley didn't steal from the Lord Kborn, why is the name of Rex and Effects album Rap's New Generation? Thank you.
Yo, hold on 1 second. Hold up. 78 Hip Hop says, hold on, Kborn, 1 second. Hold on 1 second, Kborn.
Guess who produced it?
Hold on. Somebody said 78 Hip Hop. I was the A&R at Rockefeller. I cleared that sample with Jive Records. This is what 78 Hip Hop just said. He the one that cleared that record.
With Jive Records. Is Jive Records the Lord Kborn? Y'all supposed to be street people.
Yeah, you're right.
Y'all supposed to be street people. Dame Dash running around here talking, yeah, I'm from the streets. Yeah, I'm from the streets. So why didn't you deal with the street people like you're dealing on the streets? You don't go to the job.
I like to be well versed. Yes, be well versed.
He know that I was down at rooftop right around the corner. Dame Dash in Harlem. Dame Dash could have went to Gusto and said, yo, man, I want Kborn to at least be a cameo in the video. I want him to at least do something.
Yes.
What you went to job for? Be from the streets, man.
Right.
What you went to job for?
Now, let's go back to what we just talked about. Somebody had to set that
I mean, I understand. In his defense, I'm not saying it was right, but it makes sense he went to job because you got to go to the people who cleared. Going back to what you said, you were 17 years old. You wasn't even, that's not even your sick.
None of them contracts ain't no good. Now, if I want to be a sucker, I could go back on all that, even to the dude that said he got it clear. How you got it clear on a minor that didn't even have the right to have this record out?
Right. Ganchu Roach said it best. If Job claims the copyright, then it's Job's business. So 78 Hip Hop, he just didn't know that you know that you was involved. That's that's
yeah. No. The brother, I don't get nothing. No, I'm not taking nothing on the brother 78 Hip Hop. He was doing his job. He better had went and cleared it on Job. You know what I'm saying? He had to do his job. He don't have nothing to do with that. That brother did his job. You know, big respect to him. And I'm glad that he got to do what he had to do. He didn't let this situation. It's not up to him, but I'm talking about the brothers that sent him out on the mission knew what they was doing from the beginning. When Dame Dash sat in his house and said, oh man, I want to put Rap's New Generation on it. I'm going to put Double J on it. Don't forget, when I do all my shows, who DJ for me? Double J. So once you reach the Double J said, yo, Kborn is my man. I know Double J told you that, because Double J is a Gemini like me. So I know Double J said that. And you, I don't know him. You just went on about your business. You know what I'm saying? And you know, them brothers got to make cake makers. And when they go down in life, the same thing they do to others get done to them.
Now, you just did bombshells with that.
I want to ask this.
With Rex and Effects. That was a bombshell. I did not put that together, bro.
Yeah, they stole it. Because, they thought I never was going to get out of jail. So they stole it. And Teddy Riley forged my name. He went out there. Why is not everybody got to ask themselves this? If you did not steal nothing from Kborn, and you did not steal his whole style and all that, why did you name the album Rap's New Generation?
Damn, Teddy, why you doing like that, Teddy?
I would never come out right now. That's like me right now saying, yo, man, I don't like any rapper Pop Smoke. I never liked Pop Smoke. But then the next record I got is Dior. Didn't Pop Smoke make that?
Yo, Kborn, hold on, Kborn. Do we know Kborn?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Kborn, seriously, it's Saladin. We got somebody important, Roach in the building, and 78 Hip Hop. 78 Hip Hop. Yo, sons, salute. I appreciate you even coming to my platform. 78 Hip Hop, if I'm correct, they was behind Kanye West. First album, bro. You know what I mean?
That's big.
And he's here to hear you speak, bro.
If that's the same hip hop, I interned underneath hip hop at Rockefeller Records down there. So that's the same hip hop. I do know. Yeah.
Yeah, he got to say he's a big fan of Kborn, man. Yo, salute, man. Yo, salute to that, man. Yo, salute, man. Yes, he said, yes, that's me, bro.
Yeah, that's
him.
That's him. Yeah.
We have hip hop royalty in the building right now, bro.
Yeah. Like I said, the brother had to do his job. He was in a position to do his job, and that's why I say you can't knock him. But the brothers that sent him to
119th Street in Lennox.
he had to do his job. But and that's how it goes, man. And it goes as you can see, as it's like when are we gonna learn? When are we gonna stop trying to beat each other? You go out on the street. I had all type of altercations in 30 years. But if you go up to the average person, even people I had altercations with, they're going to say something good about me. They may say, yo, we had some people before, but this is a good dude, man. Brother said, this shit was on the real, boom, 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 blah, blah, blah. Now, why is all these millionaires, the Puff Daddies, the Teddy Riley's, the rest in peace Andre Arells, and the go on, why when they can go to, these millionaires that have all the money, why you go to people that know them and everybody got something bad to say about you? And you can't say, oh, they hating on me. Because we was on the street doing more shit that people should be hating on us. Nobody hating on you. You got a job. You get money. You a bad person. That's why they hating on you. It's called karma. You a bad person. Your vibes is bad. You know what I'm saying? You bad. You may pretend to be a good person, but your vibe, your energy is bad.
Yes.
So the things that's happening to you is off of bad vibes and bad energy that you bringing into. It's not nothing good about you. And those are things that people don't understand. When they say heaven or hell, you live in heaven or hell right here on earth. You're waiting for an afterlife. But the things that you're doing now.
I just want to say, we like he said, we got some legends in the building. We got hip hop. I interned under him and B-High, Bobby Dash, all of them. Actually, Lenny Santiago was the first person to bring me into that Rockefeller camp, and I started on something called the street team. They don't have these anymore, but Rockefeller had the street team with the buggy-eyed Benz, and I did one day in that, and I came back to Lenny S and said, I'm not doing that. He said, we got nothing else for you to do. The phone rung. I picked up the phone. I said, Rockefeller Records, and I made my own position there. So I seen hip hop all the time in the building. If you guys don't mind and joining this conversation, if you want to, please, the number is right there, as well as Gancho Roach. You know what I'm saying? I met a lot of veterans while I was down there. Shout out to 45 King. He was a producer for Rockefeller Records. So you get the phone line is open to you guys there, hip hop and Roach.
And look, and the same way that positive, like they say, it's hard for somebody to go to lead somebody in a positive way, but it's easy to lead somebody in a negative way. And anybody can use this as an example. Call 10 people that you know and tell them that you got some drama. But 8 of them gonna be like, yo, what up? I'm getting dressed. I'll be over there. Yo, I'm getting ready. And call 10 people you know and tell them that, yo, man, I got a job for y'all. Y'all got to show up at this time. You gonna hear, yo, man, I gotta go take my kid to school. This dude ain't never took his kid to school. I gotta go take my kid to school. Yo, man, I gotta watch the house. Yo, man, I ain't got no money to get there. I ain't got an outfit. Or I gotta get a haircut. And yo, man, I gotta go get my paperwork. I ain't got no ID. Everybody got an excuse when it's time to lead in the right direction. But when it's time to go in the wrong direction, you got 1,000 people going. So that's when it goes to the 85s. Mm-hmm. And that's the same thing that's going on in hip hop. If you got deep, that's why I like brothers like Master P. You're going to try to lead somebody in the right direction. He told Snoop went through the wrong direction with Suge Knight. He said, brother, get down with me, I'm going to teach you something.
He did.
At the end of this, you're going to have your own label. You're going to have your own movie production. You're going to have your own clothing line. You're going to have everything when you finish dealing with me. And guess what? Snoop got it. But then you go into the ream of negativity, and you got dudes like Andre Arell, rest in peace, who somebody beat him. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, they had a terrible reputation. I don't know what nobody telling people, but they had a terrible reputation of being crooks. Period. Puff Daddy was their right hand man, pulled out shit. And so we thought that look at the reputation he got, and then go down to now. You got Mace, who's supposed to be a Christian, supposed to get all this, but now you in the middle of some, and even if it ain't nothing bad, but clear it up, bro. You know, come on here like you was when you was a Christian and you was charging. He tried to charge my grandmother in church $20,000. He did charge them. They did pay him. And try to tell them they couldn't take pictures. Man, they could take all the pictures in the world. They paid you $20,000 to come here and preach, man. We don't want to hear that.
Crazy.
You know? Yeah, he came to my grandma's church and told, on Tremont and Jerome Avenue. And the church paid $20,000 for him to come here when he was on, his church thing. And he was in there, and some big dudes, we was dropping off my grandma, me and Pansy. Pansy is...
oh boy, yep, me and Pansy. Shout out to Pansy.
For his radio station.
Yes.
And we dropped grandma off, and in there, he told a big dude, he had big security, he said, yo, you see anybody in here taking pictures, take their camera. Hold on, homeboy. You gonna come to church and take one of these old ladies' cameras that paid $20,000 for you to come here? That ain't happening. Y'all can take all the pictures y'all want to. So we have to maintain that so they can take their pictures, man. And now you out here, your name is a fishy thing. So we need to start leading in the right direction, man, and start counting our people in the right direction, man. If you got beat or somebody did something negative to you, that don't give you the right to beat somebody else and do something negative to somebody else. You just take that and you deal with the situation. But if you decide to suck it up, that's what you need to do. Suck it up, man, and move on and teach people not to fall into the same trap you fell into.
Yo, Kborn, you know what's so deep? You know what's so deep about this hip hop conversation? So much information is coming out, right? And I remember the New Jack Swing wave, right? And you mentioned something about that song, New Rap Generation. Puff Daddy made an album called They Had the 411. Rob me if I'm wrong, just correct me, Solid D, you know what I'm saying? And then he made a remix album. The first time I ever heard Biggie Smalls was on that same track, the Real Love joint.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was on the remix. It was like, look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's Mary J.
All Puff Daddy MCA.
That's what I remember.
Leaks and Rooftop sending you everything. Of course he gonna keep it up. He got Mary J on the beats, he got all that, and the beats is jumping because you're using the New Jack Swing beat. You down with Rooftop, but you selling the beats and sending things to MCA.
And for those that's not from New York,
explanatory because, like you said, when you look underneath the production thing, it says MCA. Check it out. But then it also says job. You can't. And back in them days, you can't be underneath two major labels, man.
It's funny because I remember Bismarck got sued by Crazy Eddie or somebody, the Biz, whatever, the Wiz. I remember.
No, he got by nobody, the Wiz.
The Wiz, right? He got for the copyright thing.
That was a store that was like Crazy Eddie. They was in competition.
Yes.
Crazy Eddie was in the federal penitentiary with me. Crazy Eddie got locked up.
When he's on the run, Crazy Eddie's on the run. Insane!
Crazy Eddie was saying, and Crazy Eddie was putting up like, he have 1,000 refrigerators, but they be empty boxes surrounded. And he'll say he got 50,000. But the way he had it, when the people go there and inspect it, it looked like it was 50,000. But in the middle of it, it was nothing.
Yes.
So he was killing them on the inventory and all that. They ended up locking up my boy Crazy. He was a cool dude, man.
Now, when I was growing up, when I was outside in the 86, 85, 86, 87, this is teenagers. But I mean outside back then, like you said, was being regular. Slap boxing, playing basketball. Outside then wasn't spinning blocks. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody's spinning blocks.
Exactly. Ultramagnetic was a big group at that time. For some weird reason, not weird reason, they had a lot of hits out there. Nobody never speaks about how they really was helping the culture move forward as well. The Ultramagnetic MCs. They was a dope rap group. Shout out to the Bronx. You know what I'm saying?
And for some reason, me and Kool Keith, when we was young, every time I got locked up or I was in a group home or something, I turned around, who was right next to me?
Kool Keith.
One day we was like, yo, we gotta stop this shit, man. Well, we still was young too. Neither one of us make like, man, we gotta stop this shit. He said, man, I'm about to go to California, man. I said, man, I'm about to do something too, man. You know what I'm saying? Then we came out with our records, man. I love Ultramagnetic. I love them to death. Mo Love, you know, and then Said G from the projects, from Washington Projects.
Washington,
grandmother house. And Charles' grandma house and all that. Another dude that was down this dude that, and you'd be surprised, was Tim Dog.
Oh, Tim Dog. Tim Dog.
And people ask me, yo, man, what Tim Dog at? I said, for the last 25 years, Tim Dog lived in Compton.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, he still do shows. Yo, they love it out. They love him out there, man. He a legend in Compton, man. They love him, and he live in Compton. They love him, man.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? For me, New Jack
I
Swing,
don't know what's a rumor.
Kid Capri used to do the blends. Remember the Ron G, the blends. It was changing the streets of hip hop. The hustle was different. Dapper Dan, Kitted Cars, MPVs, the GTIs, the Sterlings.
Kid Capri is from Uptown with us. Kid Capri is another one.
Yeah, and that's those mixtapes
with us.
Yes.
115 from Kingsbridge Terrace.
Those mixtapes was crazy, bro. The mixtapes was what the who's who had to. These niggas, dudes was paying $20 for a Kid Capri tape or a Boosie B mixtape. And then you had the dudes in the Bronx like Triple C buying his mixtapes and Buck Wild and them. But that New Jack Swing that you created, they was able to piggyback off of it. This is what hip hop is now. Cause that's like sucker MCs. When Run DMC made sucker MCs, this is what hip hop is now. And that took off.
Yeah.
That went viral. You know what I'm saying? Nah, Live at the Barbecue.
The mixtapes, like, like Brucey B used to get on our joint.
Yeah.
Brucey B yell out baseline. Once he yell out baseline, everybody know. He gonna throw on Raps New Generation. Boom, 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 and then right after he did it, Red Alert took it. And Red Alert took it to radio. And Red Alert on radio, he started yelling out baseline.
Yeah. Cause didn't Boosie B go to jail for a while? And he disappeared for like 2-3 summers?
30
Boosie B?
minutes. Period.
Yeah.
Whenever our song came on, it was on for 30 minutes. That's how much they had to keep playing.
Yeah, that was a new thing, new rap generation.
Yeah.
And most of the hustlers back then, you had the Zoom buggies, Gang Slew and them had the purple Zoom buggies coming down the block, blasting that shit in their joints. You know what I'm saying? I remember you had these dudes they had these sidekicks, these Jeeps, and one said nice and another one said smooth. When they be hitting around with the neon joints in the back. This is the era, the generation, culture moving forward. This is hip hop.
And Unique from
Club 2000. You know what I'm saying?
Club 2000. That's how I met Unique. I was in River Park Towers one day, and I'm coming out there, and Unique. When I was going in, I seen Unique. He had a Jeep too with all the MCM and all that, all in the car. Louis Vuitton, whatever. Jervis Rocker. He had the Wrangler, the big joint. The Sidekicks was the younger version of the Wrangler.
Yes,
right.
yes.
Right. Yeah, but them joints, brothers used to hook the Sidekick up ridiculous, man.
Yes. And that was the era. That was the era where you went to Dapper Dan or you went to Shirt Kings or you went somewhere and you was this the culture of hip hop.
Fade and Nike and all them. Shirt King too, man. Those my dudes too.
See,
yeah, I love it, man. They my dude. When you look in the book, they got a book, Shirt King book. You look in the book Shirt Kings, you're going to see a picture of me when I was young and Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson right next to me.
Going to the beginning.
That's a picture of us back in the 80s or something. He got a lot of people in the book.
Definitely shout out to the Shirt Kings, Coliseum Mall, shout out to Mickey Queens.
Right?
Yeah, I was in the group homes. Me and Mike Tyson was in Tryon back in the days in 84. I got up there in 84. Me and Mike were in. We was in Mr. Hugo class. Mr. Hugo was the auto mechanic class. That was our dude, man. Teach us how to do tie-dye shirts. And
shout out to D Furs,
teach us how to build the car, but he didn't know the car. He was teaching us how to build. We was building the engine so we could get out of there.
Yo, you know what's funny? We just had the young guns up here from Mount Vernon, and we speaking about Mike Tyson. It's funny you just said that because the first time I was in the presence of Mike Tyson was 1989 in Albany, New York. He was cool with a lot of, for some weird reason, even though he's from Brooklyn, he was when he was doing his boxing in 88, 89, he was cool with them dudes in Albany, the guards, you know what I'm saying? And I remember one of the original first team Tysons, a lot of them was from Albany, New York, like Leon Horn, Holloway, and all of them. They was a part of Team Tyson. Not the training part, but the hanging out part. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, Mike, my dude, man. I ain't seen Mike in a long time, but Mike is a good dude, man. And coming up from that Tom, you got to figure, man, we've been in Kborn since we was little kids.
Yes.
So it's a lot of things that, we done, you see Mike now, the anger he got in him and all that, he know how to handle that. He know how to take care of all that. So people see him so happy and things like that. They be like, oh, this, that, and third. We happy to be alive, man.
Yes.
No, you got
a father, but you out there, you ain't got no mother. You ain't got no father. And you in the system since you a little kid, 12, 13, and the system is telling you since you 12, you 13 that you're going to remain in this system because they're not going to teach you nothing. They want us to be a revolving door. But when Mike got out, thank the Lord, he got his boxing. He still was going through his struggles, but then now he found his something, which was bigger than boxing. And the same thing I had to do. When I got out, I got into hip-hop, I got into this, I got into things. I got locked up 77 times going through trials and tribulations, but then I had to find myself. And it's not no religion. It's not none of that. I just have to realize who I am, and the blessing is that I got to even just to be here,
Now, I'll ask you a question. Deep first.
Hold up, because he said something there, and I want to drop a gem on the youth. I swear I want to drop this gem. And hip-hop is in the building. So this is what happened. I want to tell my story and how I messed up. Okay? I'm going to take accountability. I just told y'all how I started at Rockefeller Records, right? So there was back in the days, they had something called public access show, right? So I'm in high school at the time, and it's my 12th grade year. I've been doing public access. How did I become a public access? There was a guy by the name of David Nance who funded, he sponsored his own channel, but he didn't want to be the director. He didn't want to be the host. He only wanted to be the executive producer. He worked a legal job. He did cable or something like that. And I said, why you don't do it yourself? He said, no, I want y'all young brothers to do it. I'm going to pay for it. And he said, I'm going to show you how to do it. So he would set up the press date. And at the press date, I knew none of these things before him. None of them. So what happened was he was locked in with everybody. And when he called you, he said, you got to go down to such and such. When you get down there will be real artists down there. There's Das Effects down there. There's Noriega. There's all these people. And I'm young, dumb, full of cum. I'm arrogant, very, very arrogant. You understand? So I get down there, I do the shows, and they go on public access. So I live in a small town of 4 square miles, Mount Vernon, New York, when you're in Mount Vernon. But it's not only in Mount Vernon. He has it on in Yonkers. He has it on in Manhattan. So as I start to walk the streets, people are starting to say, yo, ain't you the brother that posts Southside videos? I say, yeah, that's me. All right, cool. I do that for a couple of years. My head is getting big, right? So, but I'm broke. So I tell you the story when one time they had tokens back in the days. I get downtown. I hop over the wrong street. I hop out. I see Crazy Sam. Crazy Sam. I need to get back down to this press conference. He gives me the token. He said, go down there and make it on time. Boom. I get down there. After it's all over, KG from DJ KG from Naughty by Nature. Yeah, Naughty by Nature. He says, yo, you going to Dame Dash's birthday party? I said, I didn't know. In my head, I say, I don't know he was having a party. But of course, the answer was, yeah, we definitely had it down. I don't know. I'm fronting right now. So I'm making sure I'm 2 steps behind him. You know what I'm saying? So he the first one out the elevator in case we get pressed. So we don't get pressed. And the first person there is Lenny Santiago. Boom. That's how that started. Now, what happens? Why didn't I remain at Rockefeller? If you was at Rockefeller Records, what happened, Jamel? I pressed Dame Dash for money. Yo, Jamel, I don't got no money. I kept on doing that till he wrote me a check. Right? And I laughed because, I pressed Dame Dash. She only gave me $50 a week. But guess what? None of y'all other interns is getting paid. So I actually got a check that say, Rockefeller Records, you don't got nothing. I'm really cash, right? This is my class right here. All of them became somebody, man. All of them became somebody. I'm telling this story for a reason, and I want y'all to be inspired by what I'm telling you. I messed up. So one day, I even asked Dame Dad, Jay-Z, yo, Jay, I could go to the studio with you? He looks at me, he said, yeah. There's a story behind that, but he looks at me, he says, yeah. Right? I don't press my luck and be like, I can ride with you. I don't do none of that because I'm shocked to even say yeah. So I make my way down to the Sony's record studio. I get there, Mariah Carey's there. I remember DJ Clue. I remember one of the members from MOP there, right? So they're all there. They all obviously know each other. I stay there for a little bit. I don't know none of them. I go to Jay. I say, "Yo, Jay, I'm about to break out." He said, "You leaving?" It's early too. I didn't have no idea that if they book the session at 10, they don't really kick off. They're not doing till
they were not till like 1.
Yeah, to 1 o'clock. So I don't know that. So I'm like, man, it's like 12, and I'm like, I've been here for like close to 3 hours. We ain't doing nothing yet. Y'all just sitting around talking. So I said, I'm out of here. He said, "You out?" I said, "I'm out. I'll see you tomorrow." He said, "All right, cool." I'm just happy. I'm on cloud 9 on the way home. So what happens? At this time, I don't sell weed. I told you guys I didn't know how to sell crack. I was a horrible crack person to sell crack. I didn't. Am I sticking anything? No, I'm not sticking up on anything at this time either. I don't really, I'm not in the streets making side money. Only thing I know how to do is work at this time. And I had $1,800 in the check in underneath my mattress because my brother used to steal everybody's money in the house, relatives, all of that. So, but he wasn't always home. But he did come home from group home, and I thought it was him. But the only thing is, I knew my brother, when he was lying, his nose would flare. And I would never tell him how I knew he was lying because then he would not do it. So I said, "Yo, man, you took my money?" He said, "Yo, man, I swear to God, I didn't take your money." And that's all I really had to sustain me there. At the same time, my mom's was moving. So what happened? I can't really get to Rockefeller. It's harder for me. She's moving across town, all of this. I go to speak to one of my boys that was also an intern there, and I said, "Yo, bro, Malik was working there." He said, "I could hook you up with a job at the China Club. You could be a busboy." You understand? So I said, "All right, I'll try." So now I'm trying to be a busboy at night at the China Club. And I'm trying to get to Rockefeller Records, but then I start giving up my spot. What do I mean by that? There's days I just don't come in, right? I told you, I answer the phone. Whoever called Rockefeller, that's me. I'm answering the phone first, and I pass you to whoever, Dara, Shaka, whoever, hip-hop. I gotta be there. But I started slowly. I'm not going to come in on Monday. I don't call and tell them I'm not coming in. I just don't show up, right? I show up on Tuesday. They don't say nothing. Okay. Then I don't show up Wednesday, Thursday. I show up Friday. The next week, I just show up Friday. Yo, don't you know, let me tell you the hardest blow, right? Later on, I had to go down to Def Jam Records. All those people I was shitting on, and I was telling, "Yo, you ain't get nothing from Dame Dash, you ain't even get a little $50. They all had jobs at Def Jam. And they was like, "Yo, what you up to?" I didn't even want to tell them the truth. Like, "Yo, I'm working, I'm probably driving cabs, I'm sticking shit up, I'm out here, doing dumb shit." You know what I'm saying? Like, years later, I could tell you guys the truth, and I'm telling you, any young person that's watching right now, it's going to come in a time in your life where you're going to have to make a serious decision, right? And you can make decisions for the easy route, or you could press through that moment, because these are trying times, and you're not the only one going through. Don't let your decision and what's in your grasp in my hand. I had it in my hand. Not many people would say, "Yo, I was an intern and Jay-Z let me come to the studio with him." I had it in my hand, and I let it go. I didn't have to let it go. I could have made better decisions, even through the turmoil and triumph. Now you see Kborn. He was signed. He was signed to a label. He had one of the hottest songs out. Yet he was arrested over 77 times. That tells you guys out there is some of the decisions that we made in life. We can't put that all on the white man, and we can't put that on nobody. No, we made some bad decisions. That's just it. And I just want anybody aspiring to do something. I want my faults to be your inspiration. Don't go out like Saladin. He fucked up he fucked it up. He did. I did. That's me.
And check this out, Saladin, piggyback on that. You can take that as a wise person learns from their mistakes, but a wiser person learns from others' mistakes. So if I'm standing here telling you the downfalls that I went through, Saladin here telling you the downfalls that he went through, Cheeky Black is here telling you the downfalls that he went through. We only saying that because we don't want y'all to have to go through none of those.
None of those obstacles.
So you know what I'm saying? You can be the
Mr.
dude to be like, oh, I ain't got to listen to what they said. All right, you don't got to listen to whatever we said. But at least know that the results of what happened, what we did, this was the results of those. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing called karma.
Yes.
So, you know, it's good to be a good person, man. You know, and the majority of people that I know that went out in the street, include myself, and then sold all the drugs in the world, and been in all the drama in the world, and did all that, I'll tell you that, yo, once I got my life together, I'm talking about the people that got good jobs, or even the guy that don't got no job. Yeah, so, yo, man, once I got all of that, yo, I feel better, man. You know, I'm good, man. I ain't got to worry about nobody looking for me. I ain't got to worry about the police kicking down my door. I ain't got to worry about, you know, that ages you. You be 17 looking like 70.
Yeah, facts.
That's a fact. And that's why, and yo, a lot of the younger dudes look older than the older dudes. Because you're putting all this pressure, unnecessary pressure. No.
78.
Let me drop one more jewel for the young people.
Yes.
I used to, a lot of times, like, right, you know, I got myself in a lot of things because I felt like it was no tomorrow. Like, oh, I got to get this today. I want to go all out for that today. Not knowing that, you know, here I am right now, 54 years old. Man, I could wait for this. You know what I'm saying? I'm here 54 years now.
Yeah, facts.
So it ain't no rush to all the people that, you know, the young people, oh, yo, don't throw your life away at 21.
Yeah.
And then be sitting in jail and you 54. Like, damn, man, I'm still alive and I'm still in jail sitting there 30 years later.
Right.
Oh, look at the dude. Right. 30 years later, like, yeah, I did the right thing, and I'm doing my thing. I got an education. Not only education gonna get you somewhere, but also you going out there and putting in work. You got to put in some work, man. You got to put in some footwork. You just can't get it, I'm gonna read, and write. No, you got to put in some footwork and actually do the things that you're reading and writing about, so you can build yourself. And build yourself not to work for somebody, but to build yourself to own your own things and to do your own things.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Hey, yo, you know, this is dope because just like 78 Hip Hop just said, he said, this is too real. I asked Jay to go to the studio the same way. I was an intern first. Like, we're having a real conversation, like D-Ferg. What you know about D-Ferg?
D-Ferg, yo, look, D-Ferg, I know that, you know, them dudes, you talking about Mike Cock and D-Ferg. Mm-hmm. Those, yo, look, that's the dude, my boy, my partner name was LeBrew. Them dudes is older than us. So my partner name was just LeBrew. So they named him Cool As L.A. Brew, because their boy was L.A.
Yes.
So, you know, he had just rest in peace. So they named my partner. That's how we got my partner name to be L.A. Brew. D-Ferg named him that. And Mike
Shout out to rest in peace D-Ferg. You hear me?
Yeah, rest in peace D-Ferg. And yo, look, D-Ferg and Mike Cock, brothers think I'm funny. Those were two of the funniest dudes you ever met in your life. And that's why they like us, because me and my partner was fun. You know, we always snapping and joking. Man, we used to get in the snapping contests for hours with these dudes. Yeah. And they used to give us they used to make the sweatshirts with the Buzz Bunny on it.
Boom! That's what did it. They sold a lot of clothes.
And all that. Yeah, D-Ferg, his partner name was Mike Cock.
He had the shirts and all that.
You Mike Cock, man. You know what I'm saying? But yo, those two dudes was good dudes. I went to D-Ferg's funeral and all that, you know. I was trying to shout out to his son, man. You know, I don't know him.
Yeah, ASAP Ferg. Definitely suit the ASAP Ferg. You heard?
His pops, that was our number one fan.
Yeah.
D-Ferg and Mike Cock. They was in the studio when we was making the Rap New Generation. They was there every day.
Dope.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was, you know, they had this, you know, then later on, D-Ferg, you know, started his company and, you know, with the leather jackets and all that, the leather jackets on 145th Street. I used to go over there and go see him, and, you know, I used to get my boy Donnie Black and all them jackets so that they could do their thing. I ain't gonna lie, that's my boy, man. I love him to death. Every time I went there, he gave me something. You know, and shouted me out.
This is the true hip. This is hip hop. This is all hip hop culture we talking about. A lot of messages, a lot of street hip hop culture. This is hip hop. You know what I'm saying? This is a hip hop conversation.
Hip hop, bro, and I love. Okay, so I had to break my bones through the 90s. And, I call it the golden era because basically that's when I was allowed to really come outside. But what we used to do and what the culture was is we would cut school and we would go down to the record labels and we would just wait. And like I was telling you before, Z, knowing these names, bro, was a big deal back in the days because there was no Facebook. There was no Instagram. There was no none of that.
IG,
but what
Facebook,
you had to do, part of the
MySpace.
culture was actually reading the credits on an album. You understand? So
right.
That was a big thing for us. And we read all the credits down to the thank yous.
Yeah, thank yous. Love the mother. Shout out to DJ Toast in Albany.
He about to name people in his life. So now I can use somebody in the same, and the conversation. So we go down to Motown Records at the time, Motown Records. We go down to definitely the Interscope building, you know what I'm saying? We go down to all these places and we wait to see people. And you'd be amazed at the people you just see coming in and out the building that had nothing to really do with music. You see Spike Lee coming in there. You see all type of people, and then you try to it was a game every day trying to get in the building against security guards. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't really, What you say, Ken?
Every day, because you ain't got no meeting. You don't even know what floor you go.
Every day. And let me tell you what it is.
You gotta look on the directory to find out. You're like, where Warner Brothers at? Also on 13th floor. Then you gotta go outside and try to pull another picture to get back to the 13th floor.
Thank you. You had to see. You didn't really want to ask them because, like you just said, so you want to walk in there and have your whole conversation and your spew down pat. Yeah, I'm here to see such and such. So I use what was his name, JoJo Brim, right? Now I don't know JoJo Brim, but guess what? You on the back of these records, right? So I'm gonna walk in there. I say, yeah, I got to meet with JoJo Brim. They said, Def Jam, yeah. Now I said, they say, who are you? I said, Jamel. He said, all right, give me a second. Now, I don't know Russell Simmons. His nephew got a nephew called Jamel. He said, let him up. I say, what? In my head, I'm like, what? Let him up? Nigga, you don't know me? So, yeah, this about what?
Hold on, which nephew is that? Was that the one that was part of the Flatliners? That Jamel? Because I know my friend was part of a group rap, a hardcore group on Def Jam, my man from Brooklyn, and he was a part of that group, and it was Russell Simmons' nephew. My man, not what they called him, but we you know what I'm saying? That's my man Flip brother. You know what I'm saying? We call him Toad, my man Toad.
No, he got a nephew called Jamel. They said let him up.
Yeah.
So I'm in the
Digger. His name is Digger. My man Digger. Digger from Brooklyn, from Bed-Stuy, yes. They had a rap group called the Flatliners.
Yeah. He said hip hop. And I know his name with a K, but you know what I'm saying? It's not coming to me right now because he got an African name. But I knew it began with a K. But hip hop is saying yeah. So I get upstairs now. Now, who is at the freaking reception? The notorious Ed Lover's sister. She is notorious for not letting people in, bro. So I get there. She got an attitude, of course. I said, yeah, Jamel here to see JoJo Brim. Yeah. So she said, you Russell Simmons' nephew. I said, yeah. She said, oh, okay, hold on 1 second. So your man JoJo Brim, he come out, he do the he looked, and he like, yeah, Jamel. So she looked at me like, that's him. So he said, oh, what's up, brother? And I stand up. He's like, yeah, give me 1 second. And then he goes back in, and then next thing you know, security guards is hauling me out. I'm happy because this is the fun I got in the, you know what I'm saying?
In the building. In the building, definitely. Yo, this is crazy because the first time, my man Digger, recently, because his family moved to Albany, New York at one point in time. So we was like 89. I knew Digger since 89, 90. He left, went back to Brooklyn, and that's when he did the Flatliners thing. Now the Flatliners was a part of the horrorcore wave for hip hop. Flatliners, Grave Diggers, and a little bit of Bone Thugs, but not Bone Thugs wasn't really hardcore, but that type of hip hop. And they was around for that. I'm just giving y'all, just a backdrop of that. Definitely shout out to my man Digger. He's doing good in his life. We called him Toad back then. Shout out to Flip. Rest in peace to his wife and all that. His friend, you know what I'm saying? Grandma Love was cool. His brother Alex. So that's what I say. This is all hip hop culture. This conversation is hip hop culture. See, when I went to Def Jam, the Interscope building, that shit, that's right by Printing and all that, you know what I'm talking about. When I first went there, I went with my friend Chris Cool. He was going there to meet Sam Crespo and Rob Love when Rob Love was still at Def Jam. You know what I'm saying? And to pick records up because he's on a commercial station in Albany, New York called Jams 96.3. And when we pulled up, Murder Inc. used to be like when you first walk in. And when we went, Joel Santana was coming to pick a check up. That was crazy. Joel's just going to get some money. And he didn't even go gold the first album. But I guess he made budget when he sold those units. That's the day I was there. And then I remember we was with Sam Crespo, and they was talking about Rob Love. That's what Rob Love. We went to an entertainment party with Seagrams. They were with Free Lick, and they was doing DJ appreciation days on the Bowery. And we went to that joint. I met Crazy Legs there and a whole host of others. And they gave DJ Jazzy Joyce an award that night for Seagrams. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess Universal owns Seagrams Liquor. You know what I'm saying?
Seagram's own Universal. That's how that went, and everything under that, Island Records and everything. So I really remember when they had sold, when Seagram sold it off, and I knew right then and there was going to be a shift in the industry, right? Because the little labels went first, like Island Records. My man was actually signed to them. That's what his record ain't coming out. It's over. And at that same time, you heard about Napster. You heard a little buzz about Napster. And you heard about this thing that was going on at the big universities, something called Facebook. At the time. And you know what I'm saying? So it was like it was a lot of energy going on. But as those two things grew, Napster grew, and as that Facebook got larger.
And MySpace. And the whole that whole thing, yes.
Your boy from Apple started doing he started coming out with things, him and Steve Wozniak. Oh man, it was like the perfect storm for the reset. Y'all think we're going through a reset right now? The music industry went to a tumultuous reset because the digital era had kicked in. And once that LimeWire, once people got a hold of that LimeWire, baby, forget your tape. You thought your tapes was getting bootlegged on 125th.
By the Africans. Shout out to King Son.
Getting bootlegged now. There's not a CD moving on the streets right now. Not one CD.
Chill from the East Side.
Yeah, but you know that's only in the like in New York, man.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, brothers still out of town, still selling their CDs out of trunk of their car, still getting it. You know, you got certain places that do certain things, certain countries, certain states, and then certain states do different things when it comes down to music and the way they distribute it, you know?
Yeah, that part I noticed when, and here's the second part of that. I gave y'all a gem later. That was the first gem. So notice you're going to mess up. I messed up with that. I did get back on my feet with other record labels. So when I ended up getting in the door with Rough Riders and I was on tour with them, that's when I noticed your reality is through your lens. Always remember that, people. Your reality is how you see it. So as you are here and living a life in New York, you seen it the way you see it. Once I got outside of the tri-state and we ended up going to like Midwest and some of these places, I'm just the cameraman, but they running down on me, you understand? And they asking for an autograph. I said, I'm not the guy. They said, we don't care. You Rough Riders, we want your autograph.
Yeah.
Yo, it was different.
Yeah, and that's what we got to get out of as a whole, and that's what I keep saying. Health is wealth. You deal with the aftermath when you deal with the after. When you get to the afterlife, then you got to deal with what you got to deal with. We place too much things on money. So right there, we got a lot of people right now. That's why we got a lot of killings going on among the youngins. We got a lot of hating going on because we value ourselves on money. So right there, you felt like you wasn't a part of the system because you wasn't the one getting the money.
Right.
You ain't getting the money, but you need my autograph for. But them people were saying, nah, man, what you doing is honorable, bro. We don't care how much money you getting. We respect what you're doing, that you are part of the system that's building this big system, because without y'all, it wouldn't be no money. Now these dudes that's getting the money because y'all the dudes that are part of the system need to sprinkle that money. And that's where the game get twisted at. Because the dudes that's big think that they're actually this big. You're only that big because you're a part of the system. So when the payment go, it goes to the big dude. So he thinks he that big and forget about the system. So that's why later on the big dude always fall off 90% of the time. Because he thought he was bigger than the system. In all actuality, he was only a part of the system. You just was the head.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Yo, you know what's deep, Saladin?
I don't know. You might want to snatch the mic away because he just said something right there where I think that's what Dame Dash was saying at the same time.
Yeah.
Because if you notice, yo, bro, he's like a pioneer for speaking against the system while he's in the system.
He's in the system.
He was at the same time. It was very arrogant. So he's like, you know, he never said the Jews, but I'm pretty sure he wanted to.
Yo, you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
You see how luck works?
He was not happy with the culture vultures, and he showed it, and it was kind of like, damn, you that's how a lot of people see it. You wilding out. Why you wilding out like that?
And what happened now? Like who'd have thought, like these conversations that we're having, these are hip hop conversations that's never spoken about because the people that's controlling the media narrative are taking a lot of things away. We don't know that D-Ferg's in the studio with the Classical 2. We don't know that Andre Harrell seen what y'all was doing and snatched up that whole narrative and pushed it on head. You know, MCA and all this craziness. We don't know this shit. Only thing we know is that, it was a Classical 2 rooftop. Now we understand that from them sneaking in the club, they actually created something that created a whole new narrative. Because when they made New Rap Generation, the mixtape game was popping. So it was a New Rap Generation. The world was different. Keep Sweat, Guy was popping. TV, it was more hippier music.
Michael Jackson.
Yep, Michael Jackson. It was more hippier. So he opened the door for a new world.
And it just go on, you know.
Yes.
Start, do your own thing. Why you keep running on the same flow we got?
Yes, and it went worldwide.
Making remixes without us being there. And then adding another MC. Don't the MC, if I was to make,
he asked a question. Did y'all work with Greg from Disco 4 and Rucker? Did y'all work with him?
Greg, rest in peace, was one of the main dudes giving out all the information. Him and Teddy.
Oh. Wow.
Those are two dudes those should have been the creators. They're the creators of MCA, or Uptown Records, them two.
Wow.
They should have been over there running the whole MCA.
Wow.
That's history.
Because you know what came from that, from my generation?
That's the two, Teddy and Greg. Those ones. So that's why, when you go down to Rooftop Records and what wasn't happening and what was happening, them two.
Wow.
I just don't, it's just such a bitter taste. Your name was forged. They kept on going with the new Jap, and it's like nobody came back to say,
nah, I'm still ain't Teddy in 30 years, man. Still ain't see the brother. I don't, and a couple times I was like, yo, he live over here, come over there, Like, man, I'm not doing all that. Tell that brother to reach out to me. When he forged my name, he reached out to me before he forged. So reach back out to me. I don't gotta look for you. He used to come to my house every day. My sister still live it. I'm still associated with the block, and everybody know me. You drop me off every day. You pick me up every day. We still there, man.
Wow.
So,
anybody know where I'm at.
This is a new era. YouTube reaches a lot of people. He may see this episode. What's the tone like? Should he be scared? Should he be expecting any type of, because you did transform. You was Kborn, the artist, and the next thing you know, you also legendary in the streets. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
it's 30 years, man. It's been times that back when I was young, I used to feel like some type of way. But I'm a grown man, man. I got 5 kids, 5 grandkids. And like I said, at the end of the day, Teddy got to meet his maker. You know what I'm saying? He got to handle that. That's who you was as a person. And the first question the maker going to ask you is If you ain't steal it, why you named their joint Raps New Generation?
He stole the
Answer
whole.
that.
That's a
If you
fact.
can answer that, I'll let all this go. It's nothing for me to talk about. If you say, nah, man, before that, I'll just answer that. I just want to know, why was Rex in Effect album named Raps New Generation? I just got, if you didn't steal my stuff, why was that
stole
named?
the title. You know what I'm saying? And
that's the part I don't get. You know what I'm saying? Then you got other dudes co-signing it. Like LaVeva and all them. Like, how could you co-sign that when you can't co-sign that?
Terry Riley, if you're listening, man, we would love to interview. You understand, and get you will have. There's two sides to everything, and maybe you're going to say something different. You understand? Just, we would love.
And even if they go to what label you was on, if you go to whatever you did, all right, bro, I had to go to another label. All right, bro, I went over here, I did all that. All right, cool. Why did you name it Raps New Generation? That's the question. Why? But you never heard of the theme Raps New Generation until we brought it to you, and then we made the record Raps New Generation. We made New Generation. Why did you name your brother them album that, man?
Even LL Cool J gave Mikey D his props. Even LL gave Mikey D his props.
And allegedly we had nothing to do with it, and allegedly you didn't take nothing from me.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Right.
Even LL Cool J.
Now, in this day and time, I'm going to name an album, What's Going On? And I'm going to tell y'all, that ain't got nothing to do with Marvin Gaye. What you talking about? Marvin who? Like, I never heard of Marvin Gaye, but me and Marvin Gaye, first I ever heard of, we was in the studio together and all that. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Can't justify. Some things you can justify, some things can't be justified. You just got to pay homage to it. You got to correct it. And you just got to say, yo, homie, you know what? I did do that. I was wrong. Boom. And whatever come out that, you got to pay homage to that, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to make up for that, because you can't justify that.
You want to tell us any of the new things that you're working on? What some of the things you can expect, some of the things that you're doing?
The new projects.
Yes. Right now, like I said, my main focus is my nonprofit organization, which is called I Am My Community, Inc. And we promote public safety through mental health awareness classes. Because right now, as you can see, a lot of people is being neglected when it comes to mental health, and the streets are turning a lot of people homeless. And also a lot of people's getting incarcerated, and they should be medicated instead of incarcerated. So mental health is big, and it's something that really a lot of people don't want to speak on. They want to neglect it. When you go to the black community, when our kid got a problem, you go to school, majority of the people, you want to argue with the teacher. You can't say something wrong with my kid. There ain't nothing wrong with my kid. You want to get in debates. You want to give your kid a nickname, or what we just going to call them, Bug Out. We just going to call them Crazy Ray. When you go to the Hispanic people, they do the same thing. Oh, ain't nothing wrong with my kid. Your kid need mental evaluation. They give him a name. Oh, or Loco. Now, later on in life, when these people do some outrageous crime, they be the first one to go, I can't believe they did that. What you mean? You was calling them Loco or Loca or Bug Out since they was little kids, man. Instead of going to get them evaluated and seeing if we could get some type of help to them mentally, And then also people think that when you're dealing with mental health is they crazy. Everybody that's dealing with mental health ain't crazy. Anxiety is the number one mental health disorder. Ain't nothing crazy about them. You just want to, you may be stressed out. You may eat too much. You may eat too little. You may like to start fires. You're a pyromaniac. You may like to pick up everything. You're a kleptomaniac. Those are all mental health things too. You ain't crazy. You just got a problem. So, I try to bring that to the community. We got parenthood classes, because this is the biggest gap that I ever seen, where the kids and adults don't really got an understanding with each other. So we try to bring that back so that we can build that understanding. And we got an anti-violence unit, which means, like I said, I was born and raised in the Bronx 54 years, so I know a lot of people, been through a lot of trials and tribulations, but also did a lot of good things at the same time. Made music, and I know a lot of people. So somebody gets shot, killed, beat up, robbed in my community. I try to find out what happened, to who, why, try to get both sides together so they can squash it, so we don't need all the trauma and the retaliation. We don't need the killings. We don't need none of that in the community where we all live together. So just try to teach people in the community to learn to live amongst each other. That's why I named it I Am My Community, because I got to lead by example. So before I can tell somebody else to do it, guess what? I'm going to be the first one to stop drinking. I'm going to be the first one to stop gambling. I'm going to be the first one to stop selling drugs. I'm going to be the first one to lay it down and go do this. So I lead by example. So when I say I am my community, I stand for that. I stand up for it, and I represent it 100%. And then also, I'm the head editor at Behind the Scenes magazine. We're trying to get the new artists out. We do 4 covers every month. We do our community, and this month we're doing Styles P. them, Juices for Life, as for community, because they teach the community, but how to drink, natural things, and instead of going out there and drinking liquor all the time, that's your thing if you want to indulge, but not to make it a permanent habit right now. Because a lot of people right now, like dope was a big thing back in the days. Then it was coke, crack. Right now it's alcohol. And if you notice or not, everybody's it's just cool to sit out and just drink 1,000 bottles of alcohol. Females, kids, dudes, and the alcohol is getting outrageous. A lot of our people is dying from it, and nobody's really speaking about it. Everybody want to pop a bottle. Popping bottles. So, we try to stress a lot of things to the community when we put that out there. And then we got one page we put out for the young, new artists, one for the OGs. We got to put the OGs out there. And then we put one on fashion. And the last fashion we had was global currency, which was my boy that KB, he from around my way. And I knew him for a long time. He started off just putting out stickers in one hat. And now he got all the rappers and politicians, everybody wearing, actors, sports, everybody wearing global currency. So, I'm proud of KB, big shout out for that. And, just try to put things out on all levels. And I got a record out right now, a song and a video called Guns Away. It's by Kborn and Alexa V, who's my daughter. And it's a good record, man. We promote it. Put the guns away, let the kids come outside and play, so you too can live to see another day.
Facts.
And that's what we can be about. We got to promote that. And I got a record coming out next Friday on all platforms called Puff Puff Pass.
Puff Pass.
And that's with me and Shice Bub. Me and Shice Bub on that.
Shout out to Harlem. Boss Uptown. Shout out to Shice.
We got a video and a song on that joint, so that's coming out called Puff Puff Pass. And as you can see, weed is legal now, recreational, so it's speaking about weed and things like that. But just on a positive tip and a positive note, because even when you go back to smoking weed back in the days, it was about positivity. Ain't nobody was smoking weed and going to shoot up no house and none of that.
Facts.
It was a positive vibe. It was a positive energy. So, we're just trying to stay positive all around the board, man,
Yes, yeah. So, I like. We got to do this again, Kborn. We have to do this again. This is a great conversation. It's a great hip-hop conversation. Salute to everybody that came to this, that's in the chat, that's going to see this video. I have to change the title because Teddy Riley, we want to hear your side. We want to hear somebody in your camp. We need to hear your side about this because Kborn was very well versed. It wasn't no hatred. It wasn't no slander. It was just he was very well versed when he came to speaking about you on Uptown Records and the things that y'all have done with his narrative that him and the Classical 2 created. Shout out to 183rd in the Bronx. We're speaking about original hip hop, first, second generation hip hop, the power of the people, how some poor kids in the ghetto created something that's worldwide. Saladin, what would you like to leave out with, brother?
What you say, Zeke?
What would you like to leave out with, brother? Yeah, we gotta do this again.
Yeah, so some things that that Kborn did not mention, because we talk behind the scenes. If my Instagram is Jamel_Saladin. The reason I'm telling you that is if you're a serious artist and you're looking to work with seasoned vets in the game, such as Kborn, he does have a record label situation. Now, obviously, you don't need a record label situation nowadays. You can do it on your own. But the reason I mention that is because he's been in the game for a long time.
Hold on. We got some good. Saladin, we got another one. We gonna lock in with a big one. This is gonna be big. This is just like this. This is gonna be big, bro. Another big one. See, people are listening now, Kborn. Remember I told you before we got on the show, didn't I say, Kborn? I said, listen, we're gonna leave the street element out of it, and we're gonna speak about Kborn, the artist.
Yeah.
Look, yo, it's about to be crazy. Now, I want you locked in the situation because you open the door to the situation. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? Yo,
Yeah, and then
you see how this works? Didn't I say that? I said, nah, so I want to talk about what I'm now. So we ain't gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about hip hop. Boom, let's do it. Now we here, baby. Let's do it.
yeah,
We gonna do
yeah,
this.
you know,
Yes. Whew.
I just want to finish that thought. But yeah. He does have a situation where he has a label situation. It's not like a distro kid. So, but if you DM me a serious inquiries only, no one's out to jerk you. This man has been jerked, so he's not looking to do that. The same thing to you. If you seriously looking to learn the game and get your music out there, then you DM me and we'll talk from there. And that's all I want to say on that. And I do have a YouTube channel, obviously, Jamel Saladin. You can go check me out as well. But yeah.
Yes. We're gonna do this again. Something big is we got to put something big together, man. Something else that's gonna be big, and we want Kborn to be a part of this. His message can get out it's because we love hip hop. He's a part of our culture. We want, and we're gonna try to get the young guns back up. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be something nice for the culture. Moving forward, we're gonna be touching the 2000s and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's good for the culture, bro. To where we at now.
We're going to get Kborn, who eventually signed to KRS-One, but see, Kborn in Saigon, what we know, they had rapping crews inside of prison. I do want to talk about these rapping crews.
We got this.
It's called 7 Up.
Yes.
So we'll get the God up there, and we'll talk about that culture right there of rapping inside of prison. There's so much that we can go to and talk about within hip hop. You understand? And I don't want to give it all away, but if y'all into hip hop like that, you definitely want to check in us on Zeke Black's channel. Maybe we'll let you know when it's on mine, but Zeke Black's right now, and because we're going to be bringing all elements of hip hop people up here.
Now I'm gonna tell you something before we're
gonna be bringing them. Just stay tuned with us every Sunday around this time. You're gonna get hip hop over here.
Now, before I go, definitely salute to the guard. Thank you to the guard. Shout out to Southern Bell. The reason why I'm wearing this shirt because it's owned by Mitchell and Ness. And for a lot of you guys who do not know, African Americans own Mitchell and Ness now. You know what I'm saying? It's an African American owned company, Mitchell and Ness now. So definitely salute to that. We actually are now buying our culture back. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Things that we made popular, we are beginning to purchase. So we are moving the culture forward. Plus, I love St. Louis, and I'm in St. Louis. My wife's from St. Louis. Shout out to the west side of St. Louis. You know what I'm saying?
I'm from St. Louis, too. I got a big crew out there, too, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Whack.
Exactly. So definitely we in the building. I appreciate y'all. And we're just going to leave it with peace, right? It's all peace. Follow Kborn Rivers. Peace. Appreciate you. Definitely shout out to Spanish Harlem, where I'm from. East Harlem, El Barrio, Club B&B's, Washington Projects, Lexington. I love y'all, man. Y'all help make me.
Shout out to Paid in Full.
The Paid in Full. Shout out to Roach. Hip Hop 78 Hip Hop.
Hip Hop was in the building.
Is in the building. Roach is in the building. Paid in Full was in the building. Tommy D Wrench.
23rd, 190. Shout out to the whole Bronx.
Wow, Debbie, shout out to 23rd. You heard? You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, D Ferg. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do this again. You heard? With that being said, man, God bless you. Y'all be safe and protect the kids, man. Protect the kids from the gangs. You know what I'm saying? That's up now. You know what I'm saying? Just protect the kids. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, peace.